We welcome you live to high school football action from Glen C. Smithfield in Pittsfield, Illinois for home opener of the 2019 football season for the 1-0 Pittsfield Sockies. Good evening to you. I'm Charlie Hill. John's alongside. Glad you've joined us on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. The Sockies are taking on an Auburn Trojan team who's also 1-0 on the season. And the team from Auburn put a pretty good thumping on the Sockies a season ago. Pittsfield will look to come in tonight and try to get a second victory of the season. We pause for a break here. We'll talk more about the matchup after this.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Welcome to the city of Pittsfield, a great place to call home or a great place to visit as a home away from home. Visit the beautiful downtown area with the Pike County Courthouse and many businesses and restaurants to enjoy. Then check out the Pittsfield City Lake, a great place for boating, fishing, and camping. And new to the lake this year, a disc golf course. Learn more about all that the city of Pittsfield has to offer by visiting their website, pittsfieldil.org. The city of Pittsfield and Mayor John Hayden wish the Sockies good luck this season. Just because your kids are back to school doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your fitness routine. Illini Fitness is now open 24.
Rivers Bank is here for your banking needs. More about their services by visiting greatriversbank.bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Auburn was a winner last week, fairly handling their game. 30-6 was the final in their contest. The Sockies, of course, put up 60-plus points in their ball game. But we're down 14-0 early, and as Paul Petty talked about in our post-game, or I should say after the game interview that we brought you here on Central Illinois Sports, they'll have to do a bit of not giving up big plays early, because against a program like Auburn, a 14-0 lead that was Riverton's advantage would turn into a much larger advantage for this team and the Auburn Trojans. We'll take a look at the rest of the Sangamo Conference action and more on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show after this.
Best Systems Builders for all your insulation needs. We are a full-service insulation contractor offering both open and closed cell spray foam, blown cellulose, and fiberglass installation. Best Systems has 2 BPI certified professionals ready to inspect your home or business today. You may qualify.
Just like that, the kids are back in school, the summer's over, and we're back to doing homework in the evenings with our wonderful children. Nothing makes this scenario more magical than having a reliable internet connection to get all the homework complete, followed by everyone off to bats in bed. So after that dream is over and the kids are finally doing their homework, make sure you have a strong internet connection. Call CASCOM today at 1-800-252-1799.
The team at Pike County Real Estate specializes in residential homes, commercial properties, tillable, and hunting land in west central Illinois and northeastern Missouri. We treat our clients with the utmost respect and do our very best to connect buyers and sellers together to best suit the needs of our customers. See our current properties at www.pikecorealestate.com or call us at 217-285-5800 for Pike County Real Estate.
We welcome you back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We're about 20 minutes away from the ball heading into the air in the second game of the 2019 football season between the Pittsfield Sockies and the Auburn Trojans here from Glen C. Smithfield. A little bit of a warmer evening, but as that sun goes down, it's really going to cool off and be a nice night for football here in week 2. Other games going on throughout the area and throughout the state of Illinois. Arcola and Tuscola playing tonight at Arcola. They both got easy wins in their first round, or I should say first week games, and so they're looking to go head-to-head, an old-time rivalry there where you usually see tremendous football contests. Other games of interest, Bloomington Central Catholic is in action against Fairbury Prairie Central. Carlinville plays host to Vandalia this evening. Also, Chatham, Glenwood, and Sacred Heart Griffin go head-to-head in the Central State 8 matchup. Other contests in the Central State 8, Springfield Landfair and Decatur Eisenhower are playing this evening. Eureka and Gibson City, Melvin Sibley's had a very good program are matching up this evening. Deer Creek Mackinac, who lost their opening round game, plays host to El Paso Gridley, trying to look for their first win of the season. New Berlin plays host to Maroa Forsyth in a Sangamo Conference game. Rochester has Normal U-High in Normal at ISU, so a good opportunity for the kids to play on the turf there. Porta is hosting North Mac in a Sangamo game. Athens is at Pleasant Plains, also in the Sangamo Conference tonight. And Williamsville is playing host to Riverton, who, of course, the Sockies were able to defeat a week ago to pick up their first victory of the season. John's alongside here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. And, John, we talked about the Sockies started off down 14-0, and they're looking to have a little more of a solid start against an always very sound Auburn program.
Yeah, I guarantee they're going to come in and be prepared in the Auburn Trojans, and they're going to try to score fast, and they're going to try to play wide open, and that's just kind of what they do. Dave Bates has been doing it for a long time. Won at least one state championship, maybe a couple. I'm not positive on that, but yeah, always a very impressive program in Auburn.
Tim Stewart has stepped in as the quarterback for this squad. He's a 5'10", 170-pound junior, so a kid who, as far as a quarterback goes, is not extremely tall, but he throws a good ball, and they're also looking to get some good running action out of the likes of Cole Donaldson, and they just do a lot of things really well. And for Auburn, it really starts on a yearly basis up front, and they are playing a couple of sophomores on the offensive line, one at the right tackle spot in Jake Rollins, 6'4", 270, and the other in the left guard, Caleb Brown, 5'10", 215-pound sophomore on the offensive line. Of course, for Pittsfield, their offensive line last week did a nice job opening up some holes in a 500-plus rushing yard game against Riverton. Cameron Walker, Blaine Dell, Corbin Fintress, Nathan Gunder, and Skylar Smith get the start tonight for the Sockies on the offensive line side. We'll take a look at the entire starting lineup in just a little while, but that offensive line play last week, John, was key to the success of the Pittsfield evening.
Yeah, it certainly was, Charlie. They really blocked well, really continued to block down the field. I felt like, the receivers, everybody was blocking downfield, and that really opened some things up for the likes of Jacob Freeman in particular when he got loose. But it seemed like kind of everybody was getting big yardage after they got through that first burst.
You would have liked to see Stout be able to throw the ball a couple more times last week to get his feet under him, but was over 3 with an interception. But what I think we liked most about Bobby Stout last week is you never really felt like the game was too fast or that he was nervous. He seemed very comfortable in the backfield leading the offense.
Yeah, he did seem very comfortable the whole way, and his interception was on the first thrown ball of the game for him, and he was just trying to throw it away and ended up throwing it into a little traffic. And, over time he'll figure out, just throw the ball over somebody's head out of bounds and you'll be just fine.
Central Illinois Sports is the place where you can watch every game of this 2019 season for the Pittsfield Sockies. John and I will be with you throughout the fall and into the winter. We'll have lots of action. We're also looking to pick up a couple of volleyball games this year for the Lady Socky program. And, John, that means you're going to have to study up on your volleyball. The Lady Sockies are off to a little bit of a rough start, 0-2 to start the year, but they played two very good programs in Southeastern and Carrollton. And I think if they kind of get their serving down a little bit, John, that team will be very competitive. Once again, they had a nice year last year to the Lady Sockies.
Yeah, they sure did, Charlie, and got to a regional championship game after probably really up to that, the last few years before that, not really even competing in a regional, and really competed very well. Just couldn't quite get over the hump there, and hoping for good things for them as the year goes on.
Hey, speaking of good things, if you're looking for a loan, whether it be auto, residential, commercial, agricultural loan, the folks at Great Rivers Bank can help things go very, very easily for you. And they even have an online loan application that you can do right now at greatriversbank.bank. Very easy to fill out. You put in your information, they'll give you a call, get it all worked out, and low interest rates right now. A good time if you're looking to refi or if you're looking to buy. It's a good time to do so with Great Rivers Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Breeze is coming toward the south right now and really blowing right to left from the football field. That'd be from the west to the east, it looks like. The sun setting here and a nice crowd on hand here in the early going for this Socky home opener. A lot of excitement after that week one win, and the Sockies looking to carry it here into the second week of the regular season against Auburn. Auburn has retreated to the locker room for just a little while for some last-moment instructions. The Sockies are still running through some of their plays, and ramping up for the start of this contest. A timeout here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Back with you on the other side of this timeout.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times. And Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930. Mid-USA Landscaping, serving all of Pike County for residential and commercial lawn care. Mid-USA Landscaping can beautify your lawn and property with proper treatment, spraying, seeding, and of course landscaping designs perfect for your home or business. Mid-USA donates to the local area Little League fields and sports fields at your schools, and they are the perfect fit for you. Call them today at 217-577-4900. That's 577-4900. Mid-USA Landscaping for you.
At Lanham Chiropractic, their mission is to ensure that they guide each patient to the possibility and enjoyment of a healthier you. Dr. Chris Lanham works together with each patient to identify the cause of the chiropractic issue and address it through chiropractic care, proper nutrition, and natural supplements, all while utilizing honest and trusting communication. If you're looking for a hands-on chiropractor who's proud to call this area home, call Dr. Chris Lanham at Lanham Chiropractic in Pittsfield at 217-285-6300.
Welcome back live on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. John and Charlie Hull with you. Thanks to our sponsors for helping bring tonight's action to you on YouTube Live. And glad to be live from Glen C. Smithfield. And the field is looking fantastic tonight. Really a lot of accolades need to go to the Saki coaching staff for getting this field ready. They said Tom Shaw was freehanding the numbers out here, didn't need the stencils at all. Really, it paid off from his art training that he had back from Mrs. Dodd in high school, where he was a 4-year art scholar, was Tom, and he really did a nice job helping to get the field ready here this evening. And Auburn's brought a decent crowd over as well. And, you know, John, that is one of the things we've talked about quite a bit in the Sangamo Conference. You don't always see the biggest of crowds on the visiting side, but Auburn's got some folks who have really come out and are wearing their blue tonight.
They have. Charlie, you don't always see the biggest crowds on the home side, even for good teams, which is crazy to me. Interesting that, a lot of even very good winning teams in the Sangamo just don't seem to bring the people out that we saw even for teams maybe on the rebuild in the West Central Conference, in the old West Central Conference that doesn't really exist anymore.
It does not, and
I think it still does, but they don't even have a conference champion as their short-up team.
Well, and, you know, the travel from a team like QND, West Hancock, Macomb, it's really gotten ridiculous. And, you know, we talked about in the podcast earlier this week that the districts are really going to help that. It's really going to help improve some things for teams like that who have really struggled. I mean, West Hancock is playing, I do believe, 6 teams from Missouri this year. Macomb and Quincy Notre Dame are traveling just an unreal distance to play regular season high school football games, and districting will really help. Now, it won't make much of a difference to a program like a Quincy High when you're that big of a team, that big of a school, and not really surrounded by much that size. You're still going to have to travel. They're kind of used to it at this point in time.
Yeah. It will make a difference for them, though, because it takes them from going to the Quad Cities every week and probably takes them going more like East St. Louis, Alton, and then who knows from there.
Edwardsville.
Yeah, Edwardsville. Breeze is probably a little smaller than them.
Quite a bit smaller, yeah. Breeze is probably only about a 3A football school. Modern Day may teeter on that 3A, 4A, just depending on the multiplier, but that's the other thing that'll be interesting. You know, there's been some talk that the multiplier may not be around for all that long. And, you know, right now teams who don't have success can drop down, and teams who have had a lot of success get bumped up when it comes to the IHSA success factor. Something I'm not
if
necessarily,
you're a private school.
Right. Something I'm not necessarily in love with either. But either way, that's the way they have it. And the IHSA They do about as well as anybody here. Speaking of IHSA, the officials tonight for this IHSA squad are Bill Farker, also Nick Knowles, Roger Smith, Quentin Parker, and David Hasley is the back judge. That's Bill's the referee, Nick's the umpire, linesman's Roger, line judge Quentin, and the back judge is David Hasley. And if you want to officiate, they're looking for people, ihsa.org, and not just from the stands. They actually want you to get the training and get out there and be involved.
And we're serious because right now football officials are a rarity, and it's caused some teams to have games that even coming into the week they didn't have officials, and then they would maybe find them, or they have to move to a Saturday on a game that would normally be a Friday night.
Yeah, it's definitely a shortage on the football side, as you talked about, is definitely one of the worst. But there's still a big shortage. Volleyball officials, when you're looking at officials on the wrestling side, I mean, it's been, quite honestly, as long as I can remember, there's been a shortage of wrestling officials, and especially good ones are tough to find. So IHSA.org, folks, you can log on and learn how easy it is to become an IHSA official. The band has taken the field under the direction of Justin A. Bangert. They're going to have the national anthem and the Pittsfield High School school song. They always do a great job. Always good to hear the marching Sockies on the field here at Glen C. Smith Field. The Sockettes will dance at halftime. The cheerleaders are here strong tonight. Really a great night for football at Glen C. Smith Field. The timeout here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We'll take a look at the starting lineups after this.
Geared Up is your local source for custom apparel and awards. Geared Up offers a wide variety of apparel options, including embroidery, t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos. We do it all. Ask us how we can help you raise funds for your local school or organization. Find us online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up custom apparel and awards. Together, we build. It's more than just a tagline at John Petty & Sons Custom Builders. It's our way of life. Our team is committed to building high-quality, custom-built commercial and residential facilities to fit the needs of your family or business. From design, new construction, renovation, and repairs, we have the expertise to turn your project into reality. Call us for a free quote at 217-248-6196. That's 248-6196. Or check us out on Facebook. John Petty & Sons Custom Builders. Together, we build. At Illini Community Hospital, our goal is to provide high-quality medical care close to the communities we call home. Our team of providers and nurses are here to help guide you every step of the way to your healthcare journey with the personalized style of medicine you've come to expect from Illini. Illini is proud to welcome Dr. Esfaldo Wesley, oncologist, to our oncology team. He joins Sherry White, nurse practitioner, providing high-quality oncology care right here at home. For more information, visit IlliniHospital.org. Illini Community Hospital, proudly improving the health of our communities. For delicious, authentic Italian pizza and pasta, it's Gianni's Pizza on the Square in Pittsfield. From delicious appetizers to a wide selection of specialty pizzas and pastas, Gianni's has something everyone will enjoy. Take advantage of the Gianni's Pizza Special, where you can order any extra-large pizza and receive a free small one-topping pizza. For carryout or delivery, call 285-4002. That's 285-4002 for Gianni's Pizza on the Square in Pittsfield.
Welcome back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Starting lineups tonight are brought to you in part by Bowlers Universe. They've just started their league play, folks. You can still get a team in or get signed up to be on a team. Call John Stimback, 285-6913. Bowlers Universe open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to midnight, and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to midnight, with Saturday brunch starting at 10 a.m. And remember, they'll have the fifth quarter party for all the high school students tonight at Bowlers Universe. Discounted bowling and karaoke at Bowlers Universe in Pittsfield. Taking a look at the starters, first of all, for the visiting team, the Auburn Trojans. Their head coach is Dave Bates. He's also the athletic director at Auburn High School. And their lineup tonight will look like this. At left tackle is Tyrus Thomason. He is a 6'2", 240-pound senior. The left guard is Caleb Brown, the 5'10", 215-pound sophomore. At center, Drake Lewis. He's a 5'8", 220-pound senior. At right guard is Dylan Cavish. He's 6 foot, 230 pounds, and a senior. And at right tackle is Jake Rollins. He's the 6'4", 270-pound sophomore is Rollins. At the wideout spots this evening, Connor Tripp, a 6'4", 180-pound junior. Colin DuBois, he is a 5'7", 150-pound senior. Ty McCain, he's a 140-pound senior, 5 foot 8 inches tall, and Parker Thomason, a 6 foot 160-pound junior. At the running back spot, Cole Donaldson, the 5'11", 155-pound senior, and at quarterback, Tim Stewart, the 5'10", 170-pound junior for the 1-0 Auburn Trojans. They picked up their opening win of the season last week against New Berlin in pretty easy fashion, only giving up 6 points, so their defense looks to be stout this season. For the Pittsfield Sockies, at the tackle spot on the left side is Corbin Fenstress. He is a 6 foot, 270-pound senior. The left guard is Blaine Dell, 5'10", 185 pounds, and a senior. At center tonight, Cameron Walker, the 5 foot 6 inch, 235-pound junior. At right guard is Skylar Smith, the 5'11", 195-pound junior. And at right tackle is the 6'2", 255-pound sophomore in Nathan Gunder. At the wideout spot tonight will be Brock Ladner, the 5'11", 165-pound senior. At wingback, Logan Howland, 5'10", 175 pounds, and a junior. The fullback is Wade Howland, 6 foot, 220 pounds, and a senior. At running back will be Jacob Freeman, the 5'9", 170-pound senior. And at quarterback, the sophomore, 6'3", 185 pounds, Bobby Stout. Tonight's starting lineup is also brought to you in part by the Pike County Express, your local family-owned newspaper, serving Pike County since 1991. Check it out each Wednesday on a newsstand near you. A break here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We will get ready to kick this one off when we come back.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Welcome back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. We invite you to subscribe to the YouTube page, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and if we ever teach John how to do the Instagram, we'll have that as well. But
on the gram, Jack has the gram, Charlie. How can we not?
I don't know that anybody refers to it as the gram, which is a pretty good indicator that you don't have Instagram. But
I don't.
Keys to this game, John, for the Sockies, defensive backs have to play better than they did a week ago. This Auburn squad, they always are very good at putting the ball in the air. And the other thing for the Sockies they're going to have to do is tackle better, especially in the early going. They really had some trouble against the big fullback from Riverton last week. And, of course, we know this Auburn program is several steps above Riverton.
Yeah, they had some trouble early and then figured out they were going to have to gang tackle him and actually wrap up and not just hit him high. And that really seemed to work out better after they decided to do that.
It appeared that Auburn won the toss and deferred, so the Sockies will take the ball to start the night tonight. They're wearing the home red uniforms, black numbers, white trim. Auburn is in the white uniforms, the blue numbers, and black trim. The Trojans are getting ready to take the field. The Sockies are already out on their sideline, ready to roll here tonight in their home opener. Nice crowd on hand. Good student section at the east end of the field this evening for the Sockies, as the Tribe is out in force tonight for Pittsfield. Freeman and Howland will go back deep to receive the kickoff for the Sockies, along with Blade Smith, who's just a freshman. He did have a return last week and did very, very well returning the ball. And we'll see what Auburn's going to do here. Auburn has taken the field. The Socky fans are on their feet. Again, our refereeing crew, Bill Farker, Nick Knowles, Roger Smith, Quentin Parker, and David Hasley. We appreciate them for their hard work here tonight. Kickoff is brought to you by Trash Queen, offering affordable residential trash service and roll-off dumpsters to Pike, Scott, and Morgan counties. Call to learn more, 217-320-4320. That's 320-4320 for Trash Queen. They are also our scoreboard sponsor, and we thank Trash Queen for helping bring the broadcast to you each and every week on Central Illinois Sports. Kickoff coming here in just a moment. The referee giving some instructions to young Mr. Spencer Reikus. Reikus is the 6 foot 170-pound sophomore. We saw him play some varsity on the basketball side a season ago and is a good little athlete for this Auburn Trojan program. And they are fortunate to have athletes like that And that's what you see in the Sangamo, John. Good athletes each and every week, and that's what you see in this Auburn team when they take the field. Rackus is ready to kick this one off. Freeman and Howland both stand back at about their own 6-yard line. Saki's looking to get it started here at home. They'll clear the sideline, make sure everybody is out of the way, so the referees have an easy way to get up and down the line. The kicker has his hand in the air, and we're ready to roll here. Rackus will put his foot into this one. A high, deep kick. Freeman's going to take it at the 6. Across the 10, 15-yard line, 20, looking for a hole 25. Spins around, stood up, and is going to be ridden backwards. Down at the 27, that's where the Sakis start 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line on their first drive of the night. So here comes Bobby Stout and company to the field for the Sakis. Freeman was the feature back last week, but the Sakis had several guys run the ball. In fact, 6 different running backs carried the ball and showed that they're not just a one-man show, but Freeman, man, he did have a tremendous game a week ago, and most of that was in the first half. They'll come out with a single wide out wide to the right-hand side, and Stout is under center. Barks out the signals, takes the snap, hands it off on the right-hand side, and not much running room there as Freeman is the ball carrier. He'll take it across to the 27, so that's no gain, a gain of nothing, and it brings up a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 here as the line didn't get much momentum going forward that time. Auburn's got a little bigger defensive front, and that time Dylan Cavish, the 6', 230-pound senior, was in on the stop. Stout's under center, turns and hands it off again to Freeman. Breaks a tackle in the backfield, but is only going to be able to gain 2 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and 8. Freeman's not a large young man, as we've talked about. So John really running between the tackles. He's got to get some good blocking, and for the Sakis, that hasn't happened so far.
Yeah,
3rd and 8.
There was a hole there, but the linebacker did a good job of filling that time.
Also on the defensive front, Xander Hancock, the 6', 270-pound junior. So they've got some size. Let's see if the Sakis go to the air here. Split backs. Stout under center. He's back to pass, looking to his right. It is thrown, and it's picked off. Picked off here. Intercepted by Ty McCain, and the Trojans will take over 1st and 10 at the Sakis' 31-yard line. So Stout's 2nd interception of the season comes to the 10:44 mark of this first quarter of play, and the Trojans have it 1st and 10 in good fielding position. Stout was staring down his man that time, and it got him in trouble as his 2nd interception of this young season. So the defense will have to see what they can do here. Here comes Tim Stewart and company for Auburn. Deep in the backfield is Cole Donaldson. He stands about 7 yards deep. Stewart is going to hand it off to Donaldson. Donaldson breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage, is going to be ridden down inside the 25 to the 27-yard line. That's a gain on the play of 8 yards. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 2. Donaldson with his first touch of the night, and he looked good running it there.
Yeah, Saki defense has to be quicker to the ball carrier there.
2nd and 2 from the 23, 10-20 and counting in the first. Stewart under center. Donaldson again deep in the backfield. They'll hand it off to him. He's this time not going to have much, going to be stood up and driven backwards. In on the stop that time, Blaine Dell. Also in there was Colton Story. A loss of a yard on the play, and it brings up a 3rd down and 3. So 3rd and 3 from the 24. No score here in the early going on the Trash Queen scoreboard on Central Illinois Sports.
Definitely 4-down territory here for Auburn.
They'll come out with a couple of receivers bunched tight to the left, a single man to the right, and a single back in the backfield. They'll hand it off again to Donaldson. They'll play action. Rolling right, has a man open, and it's caught. Caught this time by DuBois. DuBois still on his feet inside the 10, inside the 5, and where he's ridden down at the 2. So that pass goes for 22 yards on the pass to DuBois. And it'll bring up 1st and goal from the 2 for the Trojans. 9:34 as the clock stops as DuBois was ridden out of bounds.
Yeah, DuBois was kind of covered softly there, and then he beat his man. Got good yardage.
So 1st and goal from the 2 as Auburn had good field position, I should say, and they've driven it right down the field here with ease. 1st and goal under center Stewart. He'll turn and hand it off to Donaldson. Donaldson going to be hit, but then stretches out toward the 1. Gain of a yard. It'll bring up a 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Story again in on the stop for the Sakis. Now along with Cade Corgett. 9:15 as the Trojans come set. Stewart under center. Will he just keep it himself here? Takes the snap, hands it off to the deep back. Again, that's Du Bois. He scampers in for the touchdown.
It was Donaldson.
Donaldson with the run at the 9:05 mark of this first quarter of play. A 1-yard touchdown run, and the Trojans have an early 6-0 advantage on the Trash Queen scoreboard. 6-0, 9:05 to play here in the first quarter. And not the start the Sockies were looking for. In for the extra point attempt here will be Spencer Rikus. Trying to put the Trojans on top 7-0 here in the early going of this contest. Rikus is ready. His holder has the hold down. The kick is up, and the kick appears to be good, and it is. 7-0. Trojans on top here in the early going. The Trash Queen scoreboard. Back with you after this.
Of Pittsfield, a great place to call home or a great place to visit as a home away from home. Visit the beautiful downtown area with the Pike County Courthouse and many businesses and restaurants to enjoy. Then check out the Pittsfield City Lake, a great place for boating, fishing, and camping. And new to the lake this year, a disc golf course. Learn more about all that the City of Pittsfield has to offer by visiting their website, pittsfieldil.org. The City of Pittsfield and Mayor John Hayden wish the Sockies good luck this season.
Well, the Trojans started the short field just from the Saukey 31-yard line, and they capitalize on just a 5-play drive. It took a minute and 40 seconds, and they lead the Sockies 7-0 here in the early going. Pittsfield going to need to be able to establish the run in this contest, and they were unable to do so. Stout threw the interception, and the Trojans took advantage of the turnover here in the early going.
Yeah, Stout's just got to, even if he just shoulder shakes that man, he may be able to get rid of him, but stared down his receiver the whole time on that first interception.
It was really only looking at one route, and, you know, that's the difference between running against a varsity team and against the scout team in practice is those varsity guys pick up on those keys pretty quickly. Rikus has his foot into this one. Another nice kick. Freeman takes it back inside the 5 to about the 3. Across the 10 now, 15-yard line. Gets a block. Looking for a hole and is ridden down out near the 30-yard line. We'll mark him just shy of the 30 at the 29, and that's where Pittsfield will take over 1st and 10 at their own 29. The man down and hurt for the Trojans here. And trying to see who that may be for Auburn. They'll get the trainers out to take a look at him, and while they do that, we'll tell you about Damon Emmerich at Great Rivers Bank, here to help you with your next auto, residential, or commercial loan. Call Damon, 285-4404. That's 285-4404. Damon Emmerich at Great Rivers Bank. Man is down.
That's a man I don't have a number for.
Yeah, we don't have a 7 on the roster that was provided by this Auburn squad. They do have several returning letter winners. Let's count them, John. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 returning lettermen for this Auburn squad.
It's pretty impressive.
Yes,
probably
it is.
why they've come out and played pretty well in their first game and 3 minutes.
Well, it helps when you have guys who, especially up front. They have Tyrus Thomason and Shane Trimmingham, who is not in the starting lineup tonight on the offensive side, but I do believe we saw on the defense earlier. They're 2-year letter winners, as is Drake Lewis, who's playing center. Charlie Patterson's also a 2-time letter winner and a returning starter most times. Dylan Cavish is a 2-year letter winner. Drew Killam is a 2-year letter winner at the linebacker spot. So you got a lot of guys who played several years of varsity football.
Young man is up and moving well, Charlie, so I don't know if he had a cramp there or what. I mean, it's warmer than it has been. Not really hot, but I don't know.
Glad to see he's up and moving around on his own power, though, and we're back to live action here. 8:58 to play in the first, 7-0 the advantage in the early going for Auburn on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Single receiver wide to the right-hand side is Ladner. Stout is under center in the double wing. He'll put Freeman in motion. Now he'll come back to the near side of the field. And Stout now does take the snap. He will hand it left. Freeman looking for some running room. He'll stretch out to about the 33-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play by Freeman. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 6.
Had a lead blocker that time, and he got a little room.
2nd and 6. They put him in motion. Had a little bit of a longer snap count that time, trying to keep Auburn on their heels rather than with their ears pinned back and coming for a big stop in the backfield. Single wing to the right is Howland. They will hand it off to the fullback. This is Wade Howland on the carry. His forward momentum will take him forward for a yard, and it'll bring up a third and a long 5. So that's Wade Howland's first carry of the night. Not to be confused with Logan Howland, who plays the wingback for the Sockies. 8-10 and counting in this first. Third and a long 5, short 6, either way you look at it here. Central Illinois Sports is where you're watching the game right now. Glad you have found us here. We invite you to hit that subscribe button on your YouTube channel. Ladner is out wide to the right. Stout under center on this 3rd and 5. He will hand it off. Deep back is Freeman, and he is driven backwards on the play. In and on the tackle, John, was the young man who was injured a moment ago, and he didn't look too injured there.
No, he didn't.
He came in and stopped Freeman for a loss of 1 on the play, and the Sockies will have a 4th and 6 here. And they'll have to punt.
Yeah, they'll be punting. And the hole opened up there for a second, and then that man just filled right in, and he really hit him quickly there.
Yes, he did. You can see that it's a different level of athlete than the Sockies played against a week ago, and they've got to adjust to that speed and that level of athlete. 7-10 and counting in this first, 7-0 Auburn. With the advantage here in the early going. The kick by the Sockies will take a friendly Pittsfield bounce and roll all the way inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Nice kick on that play on the punt by Luke Rubel, the 6'2 junior. And so the Trojans with a little longer field this time. They started at the Socky 31 last time. Now they start inside their own 30 at the 29. At the 6:56 mark of the second quarter, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line for Auburn. Reelnet and Twine, located just north of Pittsfield, across from the airport. They're your local headquarters for concrete lawn ornaments, statues, fountains, and so much more. Stop by and see them or call 285-5013 for Reelnet and Twine. Stewart this time comes out under center. He'll pitch it to the right-hand side. This is Connor Tripp. Tripp is hit in the backfield but breaks the tackle. And look out now, he's tripped up is Tripp. Could have been a touchdown play. Could have been a big loss in the backfield. But instead, it's a gain of 7 on the play, and it brings up a 2nd down and 3. Stout in on the stop as he's playing on the defensive side for the Sockies from a safety spot. So Tripp, as they put him in motion, they pitch the ball to him, and the Trojans take it out to the 37-yard line. 2nd and 3. Just over 6 minutes to play in the first. Stewart is under center, puts a man in motion left to right. You hand it off to the deep back, Donaldson. Big hole right side. He's got the first down and is going to be tackled at the 41-yard line. Another 4-yard gain by Donaldson. Damon in on the stop for the Sockies. It's 1st and 10 for the Trojans at the 41.
Hard to stop Donaldson for a short gain because he has such a head of steam every time because he's coming from, about 9 yards back in the backfield?
I'd say, yeah, 7 or 8 for sure. He's a 5'11", 155-pound senior is Donaldson. But runs hard, and really, as you talked about, he gets that head of steam, man. He is a load here in the early going. Under center is Tim Stewart. 2 wideouts to either side. He looks to the sideline. They said the play's good to go. Looked like they had a man in motion, and that man in motion was Colin DuBois, who had moved it back into the backfield. And that'll be a 5-yard loss on the penalty, and bring up a 1st and 15 from the 36-yard line. So they line DuBois up in the backfield, and it is the first penalty of the contest. That was a problem for the Sockies last week, was penalties, John.
Yeah, they certainly were. Charlie, I want to say 140 yards in penalties last week. Too many personal foul penalties in particular. A couple of them we didn't think were maybe necessary, but some of them certainly were.
Some of them definitely were deserved. Clock starts, 5:50 and counting in this first period. Under center is Stewart. Hands it off to the deep back. This is DuBois, but DuBois looking for the edge, and a nice job by the end to stretch it out and take him down. That's Freeman. Freeman with a nice defensive stop as he just kept stretching that out. It's a gain of 1 on the play by DuBois. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 14. Really a nice job by Jacob Freeman to stay on there. As the blocker just kept pushing him out, and he just kept going out with him. He did not allow the cutback lane. 2nd and 14 here from the 36-yard line. 5:11 and counting in the first period. 7-0 Auburn. Sockies looking for a stop. Stewart going to pitch it out to the right-hand side again. DuBois, the man trying to chase him down from behind is Howland. DuBois breaks the tackle. past the original line of scrimmage, and he is then tripped up, and he's across the 45 out to the 48-yard line. That's a gain of 12 on the play by DuBois. And this will bring up a 3rd down and 3 from their own 48.
Oh, Charlie, they spotted the ball.
At the 48.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I know.
Sorry.
Thank you. 3rd and 3. As the Sockies again hit the man in the backfield, but could not take him down. Trying to chase him down from behind from the weak side was Wade Hamlin, who just could not catch up to DuBois. Colin DuBois is a 5'7", 150-pound senior. Stewart again under center. Single receiver wide to the left. 2 men bunched to the right-hand side, and now we see a penalty flag, and it's going to be delay of game against the Trojans. As it's a new play clock rule this year, John, and it gets going, that 40-second play clock.
So, Charlie, are the play clocks running tonight? I did not.
They are.
Okay, I didn't see them one way or another. I was going to ask, how do you have delay a game when the play clock is staring you in the face?
The back judge is keeping that, so another 5-yard loss, and so now it's a 3rd and 8.
Yeah, and so it starts right away, though, and that's why. It does get to going and hopefully make the game move a little faster, I think is the idea.
And now we'll see timeout called by the Sockies. We'll take it 2. 4:08 to play in the first, 7-0. Auburn with the early advantage over the Sockies. We're back with you after this.
Just because your kids are back to school doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your fitness routine. Illini Fitness is now open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whether you're a busy parent, college student, night owl, or early riser, our hours now fit your schedule. Call to find out about our affordable memberships at 285-5635 or learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org/fitness. Illini Fitness, located at 128 West Washington Street in Pittsfield.
Welcome back on Central Illinois Sports. 7-0 is the advantage here in the early going for Auburn. 4:08 to play in the first. The Trojans will have it 3rd and 8. Sockies called the timeout, John, and Paul Petty out there directing his defense on what to do on this play. And you would expect the ball to be in the air.
Felt like this stop was important, I think, Charlie, as, if you can get this stop here, then you've really maybe got something going. You're probably going to force them to punt. And these are the kind of plays that you need to get stops on because you're 3rd and a long here. So,
3rd and a long.
A long instead of down. How about I don't know. A long something.
3rd and a long.
Sir, 3rd and a long.
Get along,
Get
little
along,
doggy.
yeah.
Get along. Stewart is all by his lonesome in the backfield. Trips right, 2 receivers to the left. He is back to pass. Rolling out, throwing down. It is tipped out and nearly intercepted by Bobby Stout. Stout was playing center field that time. Threw the ball to the turf. Pretty smart play, actually, just to knock it down, and it'll be 4th and long and punt situation here for the Trojans. John, that is a difference in a year ago and this year. I think we can already say here in the early going, a year ago the Sockies would have given up a second score already.
Yeah, I would agree. And now they got to answer on the offensive side to show that they're going to be in this game right away.
Freeman is back along with Howland. A good punt by the right-footed punter. Freeman will call for a fair catch. He's got a man right in his kitchen. He fumbles it but falls on it back at the 19-yard line, and that's where the Sockies will start 1st and 10 at their own 19. 3:55 to play here in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for the Sockies. 7-0 is the advantage here for Auburn on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Trash Queen for all of your trash pickup needs, 320-4320. Can the Sockies get something going on the offensive side? We see Wade Howland is out of the game right now at the fullback spot. He's down on the bench looking to try to work out what appears to be a stiff ankle. So who do the Sockies have in at fullback, John? Is that Story out there now?
I thought Story or Grattan.
It looks like Story in at fullback. He did a nice job last week. They'll turn and hand it off to Freeman, looking to run to the left, and just not much running room there. Trojans getting a lot of pressure on the Sockies. He will get no gain on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Charlie, I wondered if you didn't need to almost come out and try to throw there.
3:35 and counting in this first period. Well, you're going to have to show that you can at some point.
And you can't make it so predictable. If you throw on 2nd down, then you at least give them some options. There's other things that
Stout now fumbles the snap, scurry for the ball, and he'll fall on it appears. So it'll bring up a 3rd and 10. Stout, really the first time we've seen him have any trouble with the center quarterback exchange.
Yeah, and now you get a 3rd and 10, which is an obvious passing down. I'm just thinking maybe if you get him on a down that's not quite so obvious, has to be a passing down, maybe you can take a little pressure off of Stout.
Under 3 minutes to play in the first, 7-0 Auburn. A single receiver wide to the right is Ladner. It looks like Auburn is bringing the house here. Stout's under center, takes the snap, back the pass, has pressure, backside, hit as he throws, incomplete. Took a big hit that time from the backside by Michael Ent, and an incomplete pass brings up a 4th and 10. 4th and 10 from the 20 for the Sockies, punt team here, as Auburn will play the field position game and try to get a good return here. 2:43 to play in the first. Punt team they got a couple guys a little late getting on. Here comes Nate Anderson. Here comes Cade Corgett. You wonder if Howland is one of those usual guys on there. It looks like he's up back on his feet.
Just got to make sure you don't have 12 now.
Yep. Rubel in to kick once again. Play clock is ticking down. 3-2. He will get the snap away. They'll come in after it. It's a low line drive kick this time. Going to take a bounce and be taken by the up man. This is DuBois. DuBois looking for some blocking. Socky fans thought it was a block in the back. DuBois, big return. 30-yard line, 25-20, 15-10, 5. He's gone. Gone for the score on the punt return. That is a 52-yard punt return for a touchdown.
I think they're going to call him out of bounds, are they not? No. I'm sorry.
52-yard return by DuBois on the punt return. 2:27 to play here in the first period. And DuBois takes it in on a special teams play and gives Auburn a 2-score lead, 13-0 on the Trash Queen scoreboard. It looked like the Sockies had good pursuit, and Auburn may have gotten away with a illegal block. Spencer Rikus is in to kick the extra point attempt here. He's 1 for 1 on the day, and now we see a penalty flag fly. And do the Sockies have too many men? It appears they do. So they'll move at half the distance to the goal. Illegal participation by the Sockies. They ran one man off, and then they still had too many. So they'll move at half the distance, and you wonder then, will Auburn maybe try to go for 2? What do you think, John?
I think they'll still kick. But I could be wrong. They still look like they're going to kick. Oh, they declined it, Charlie.
Okay.
So I'd say they're definitely going to kick.
Hey. Rikus is on for the extra point try. It's a good hold. It's a good kick. It splits the uprights, and it is a 14-0 advantage for the Trojans. 2:27 to play in the first. 14-0. Auburn on top. Back after this.
Call Best Systems Builders for all your insulation needs. We are a full-service insulation contractor offering both open and closed cell spray foam, blown cellulose, and fiberglass installation. Best Systems has 2 BPI certified professionals ready to inspect your home or business today. You may qualify for incentives through the American Act on Energy program. Call Scott or Michael at 217-285-6005 for your free estimate, or visit us online at gobestsystems.com and start saving money on your energy bill today.
Well, the Sockies find themselves in about the same spot they were a week ago, down 14-0 late in the first quarter. The difference is, John, you're not in Riverton anymore. You're playing a very talented Auburn program and team, and you are not off to the start you were looking for here.
Hey, you got to answer here, Charlie, and show that you're that you're not going to be down and out here. As some teams in the past have
You're here to compete.
Yeah.
Paul Petty talked about that. He said, listen, we're not going to go 9-0, all right? We want to compete because he said it's been a while since we've even been at that level. Rikus was on to kick this one off. He's had a couple of good kicks already, and this is another good one. Freeman will step up and take it at about the 9. Across the 10, 15, now 20-yard line. 25 where he's met with some pressure, and he's wrestled to the ground at the 28-yard line, and that's where the Sockies will start 1st and 10 from their own 28. So 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. 2:21 to play here in the first quarter. Sockies, and let's see if they can get something going on the offensive side.
Looking for their first down of the evening.
It's been a struggle so far offensively, and a lot of it is due to the fact that The defensive line's doing a nice job, but I've been impressed by the linebacker play. Gervasio Marchiza is in there at the linebacker spot, 5'11", 180 pounds senior.
Yeah, the linebackers have really been filling well.
He's the only Gervasio in the school. Ball carrier will run to the left-hand side. Now this is going to be the big junior, Gage Gratton. Gratton's going to have a nice gain on the play out to the 34-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up a 2nd and 5. So Gratton's a little bigger guy to run between the tackles, John.
Yeah, and if you can get him a lead blocker too, then you can really maybe break him out some.
2nd and 5 on the Sockies' most positive play on the offensive side so far. 150 and counting in the first. Single receiver to the left is Ladner. The wing back to the left is Howland. I formation. Wade Howland is back in at fullback. They'll hand it off right-hand side again. Gratton runs over a man, puts his head down and takes him out. And he'll take it to the 41. A gain of 7 by Gratton. And a 1st and 10 for the Sockies from the 41. Their first down of the night.
And the thing that can establish is then you can find Freeman running on that counter play going the other direction, and he might really have it wide open.
Stout under center, hard count. They draw, well, they would have drawn Auburn off sides, but Ladner moved early on the wideout spot. So a 5-yard penalty against the Sockies. So they had the Trojans right where they wanted them, but Ladner got a little bit of an early start there.
Did everything right to get the guys where you wanted them, and now you got to.
Football's a tough game, John.
You got to
have 11 guys on the same page at the same time.
Yeah,
it's tough. Basketball, you only have to have 5, and sometimes you can just stand a kid in the corner.
Sometimes you can have, if you get 2 guys on the same page, you might score.
Paxton is wide to the right-hand side. Snap comes to Stout. Big hole right side. Gratton again. He's got another big gain out to the 46-yard line. A gain of 10 on the play. 2nd and 5. They've got something going right now to the Sockies. Fans, you can tell, are getting into it just a little bit here. And Auburn looking to slow down the 6'1", 205-pound junior, Gage Gratton. He's a little harder to tackle than Freeman. Freeman's got better speed, of course, and is a little more elusive. But Gratton, as far as running between the tackles, makes it tougher. He'll take another hit in the backfield, breaks free, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, stiff arm, inside the 15, still on his feet, all the way down to the 7-yard line for Gage Gratton with a big run, John. Down to the 7. That's a gain of, 43 plus 4. It would be 47 yards and 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Gratton 69 yards on 4 carries now.
That brought the fans in the stands to their feet. 50 seconds to play in the first. 14-0 Auburn on the Trash Queen scoreboard, but the Sockies putting a drive together here. Freeman is back in, and Auburn will take a timeout. We'll pause as well. 50 seconds to play in the first. 14-0. The advantage for Auburn back in 30 seconds.
For all of your commercial and residential trash pickup needs, call Trash Queen, serving Pike, Scott, and Morgan counties with affordable residential trash service and roll-off dumpsters. We're proud to be locally owned and operated and want to earn your business. Give us a call to find out just how affordable our rates really are. Call Trash Queen at 217-320-4320. That's 217-320-4320. Or check us out on Facebook. Trash Queen, our business is picking up.
.50 seconds to play in the first. 14-0 is the advantage for Auburn. But the Sockies have it 1st and goal with the ball resting just outside the 6. About halfway between the 6 and the 7. We'll call it the 7-yard line. 1st down and goal to go. It's been the Gage Gratton show on this drive as the line has done a nice job of getting that initial push, and Gratton is really filling the hole hard.
He's got runs of 5, 7, 10, and 47. That's a good progression.
1st and goal from the 7-yard line here. 50 seconds to play in the first. Sockies trying to get on the board. Single receiver wide to the right-hand side is Paxton. Freeman is checked in at the wing spot. The fullback is Howland. Deep in the backfield is Gratton. A lot of men in the box for Auburn. They'll turn and hand it off to Gratton. Right side tripped up. Tripped up in the backfield by the mystery man wearing 7. A gain of 2 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd and goal from the 5. Just under 40 seconds to play in the first. In fact, the play clock and the game clock are nearly running simultaneously. The Sockies will have to run one more play before the end of the first. Let's see if they can punch it in here before the horn sounds. Double wing formation. Stout's under center. Going to pitch it, and a flag here. What did we have? The Sockies have somebody moving early. It came from the back judge. You would almost think it is a...
They're talking to Auburn, so it's against the Sockies.
What is the referee going to call here? It's a false start. So that'll move it back to the 10 and make it just a little tougher for the Sockies. 19.8 seconds to play here in the first period. We saw Cameron Walker come off for a moment. Does that mean Jackson is checked in at center? Julius Jackson played there last week. They'll turn and hand the ball off, and ridden down the backfield is Grattan this time. He is taken down by Dylan Cavish, and he'll lose a yard on the play, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 11 to start the second quarter. As after a quarter of play, it's Auburn 14, the Sockies nothing. Back with second quarter action after this.
Western Illinois FCA offers many opportunities to show Jesus Christ to the coaches, teachers, and athletes in our area. This is Jack Hall, along with Todd Sweatman, our director, and Julie Ross from the Quincy area. I am an area ambassador for Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and we would like to show you how you can start a small group huddle at your school on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. Just give us a call at 217-473-5151 or 217-370-2008, or go to Western ILFCA for more information. That's westernilfca.org for more information. Our next home team banquet will be on September 22nd at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday at Hamilton's Catering in Jacksonville. Go to westernilfca.org for more information. Isaac Bruce from the Rams will be our speaker. Join us for FCA of Western Illinois.
$14-0 Auburn on top, John, after a quarter of play. 3rd and goal from the 12 is where they set the ball for the Sockies. What are they coming with here?
Maybe a counter to Freeman coming the other direction and kind of fake Grattan, because they're really biting hard on Grattan right now, and if you can do that, you've really got it set up, and you may get Freeman in for the TD.
If you're the Sockies, you're looking to come away with points here, though. A touchdown, of course, would be ideal. They also have Petty, who could kick if they aren't able to convert on this 3rd and goal from the 12. Stout's under center. He's back to pass. Looking left, setting up the screen. Oh, he had Freeman and in and out of his hands, and, folks, that would have been a touchdown.
Because he had blockers out in front of him. He had 3 blockers out in front of him and 2 defenders.
Oh, that is...
We got a whole lot of changes going on, so I'd say we're kicking field goal maybe.
Kicking team on. The line of scrimmage is the 12. So we'll see where...
The difficulty last week on the extra points was the snaps.
Yep. So a kick from the 20. So this is a 30-yard field goal attempt, John. So Petty in for the 30-yard try at the 11:54 mark of the second quarter. He's got plenty of leg, does Petty. Actually, it's just shy of 30. We'll call it a 29-yard field goal. The hold is down. The kick is up. The kick is high. It is good.
No, they said it would call it wide.
Ooh. Said it was wide to the right. Ooh. From this angle, that sure looked good, didn't it?
It did look good. I thought it was good.
So it is a no-good field goal, as it was wide right, says the official. So the Sockies come away with nothing on that drive. 11:49 to play in the second quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans from their own 20-yard line. A positive drive for the Sockies, comes away with no points.
So get a stop here and or get a turnover quick and
play the field position game.
Yeah.
11:49 to play in the second quarter. Stewart will be the quarterback once again. He sets up under center. Also, we do want to thank one of the viewers tonight, Charlie Patterson, wearing the number 7 tonight.
He wears 2 different numbers, and we missed him because we were looking for his other number.
Yep, we apologize for that. Stewart is under center, going to hand it off to the deep back Donaldson, looking to stretch it out to the left, and a holding penalty flag is thrown here. Back at the 19-yard line, so that'll mark it back to the 9-yard line, John.
Yeah.
From the 9 to the 19. And it'll bring up a 1st and long to go here. on the hold.
I mean, that's the only thing it can be where that flag was thrown.
Yep, so it'll be a 1st and 21
I always wondered why you ask the defense if they want to take this.
on first down.
Yeah, you can have 1st and 20, or you can have 2nd and 8.
Yeah, kind of a no-brainer. Speaking of no-brainers, if you have a painting project coming up, it's a no-brainer. You call Steve Smith Painting. They can do one room, the whole house, a fence, a barn, a grain bin. They do it all. Steve Smith Painting, quality work, affordable pricing. Give them a call, 217-248-0993. Trash Queen scoreboard, 14-0 Auburn on top, 11:40 and counting in the second. 1st and 21. They'll hand it off to Donaldson, the deep back. Breaks a couple tackles, still on his feet. And it takes a couple of men to finally take him down. Out across the 15 down to the 17-yard line. That is a gain of 8 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 13.
Donaldson with 21 yards on 6 carries.
The Sockies are getting pressure on him in the backfield, but cannot tackle him one-on-one right now.
Yeah, they got to at least get him and get a hold of him in the backfield. Hope that your teammates come and help you.
Just over 11 minutes to play in the first half. Timmy Stewart is the quarterback under center. He'll take the snap, rolling out, looking for his man, has him in DuBois, but it hits him in the hands and incomplete. So DuBois could not bring it in. And an incomplete pass to bring up a 3rd and 13. He was in a very similar position that Freeman was in, had some green out in front of him, but could not bring it in. And that's I think that's a tougher catch than people realize. You're running almost parallel to the line, making sure you're not going to take a big hit from a defensive back feeling hard. And it's 3rd and long. Trips right. Stewart's back to pass. Looking downfield. Throwing it deep. Looking for DuBois and overthrows him by about 3 yards. And a penalty flag now as the Sockies.
We're going to have a roughing the passer penalty.
Oh, goodness.
And that is really very frustrating because the defense had played well. Well, maybe not.
Yes. It's against the Trojans.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say that's what he called it against Auburn.
They're going to say it's a personal foul against Auburn on the offensive side, which is something you don't see a lot of. So a 15-yard penalty, and the ball is right now at the
I don't think
half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, but do you accept that penalty? I don't think you do.
Well, if it's a dead ball, yeah, it's a dead ball penalty.
Oh, okay, it's a dead ball penalty. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's going to end up being about a 8-yard penalty, and it's 4th and forever here for Auburn on the incomplete pass, and they will punt. So the Sockies with a stop, 10:52 to play in the second quarter, down 14-0. But they get a stop, and they're going to get the ball back, and theoretically, good field position. Let's see if they can get a good return.
Auburn has to have a good snap, or this could end up being a touchdown, too.
Rikus or a safety, yeah.
Correct.
Rikus, he will get his foot into this one. Man, he's a weapon at the kicker spot. The Sockies will let it bounce, and now they'll get away from it, and it'll roll favorably for Auburn out to the 44-yard line, and that's where Pittsfield starts 1st and 10 at the Auburn 44 with 10:41 to play in the second quarter, 1st and 10.
Best field position, best field position of the night for the Sockies. I'm not sure what.
Kith and Kit.
Kith and Kit, yeah,
Thanks,
exactly.
Clark.
Okay, well, now YouTube just kicked us off because of our copyright violation there. Maybe not.
Freeman will come to the sideline. It appears that the running back once again will be Gage Gratton. 10:41 to play in the half, 14-0 Auburn. Sockies looking to get a score on this drive. Single receiver wide to the right with split backs in the backfield. Single wing back to the right. Stouts under center. Barks out the signals, takes the snap, hands it off to the deep man in Gratton, and he's not going to get anything here. In fact, he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Check. That was Wade Howland, or was it Gratton? John, let's see.
No, that was Wade Howland. Yeah, that was Wade Howland that had the ball.
So
they're going to give him forward progress there, Charlie, so he's going to get a yard.
1 yard gain by Howland to the 43, so it's 2nd and 9. Other than Gratton, though, they've not had guys get very much, and now he'll come off the field as Freeman comes back on. 10:09 left in the second quarter, 2nd and 9. Now the lights just went out on this
Lost
side.
a set of lights.
And they will.
They're going to stop it, or they're going to
They're
let
going to
it go
keep playing.
for now?
It is dark on this side. They will send Stout back to pass. Rolling right, throws for Freeman, incomplete. And, John, can I tell you, they just redid the wiring here at the football field.
Yes, they did. And,
just redid it, and now the bank of lights right above the home grandstand is out, And the referee from this side is going to come in and say, let's talk about what's going on here. 9:53 to play in the second quarter. It is a 14-0 advantage for Auburn. And the referees...
They haven't stopped the play clock yet, so they're letting it go right this moment. But I think they've got to... They got to stop the play clock here,
they're going to talk to Paul Petty and say...
Hey, can we figure out what's going on?
What do we have going on here? Did somebody maybe flip it off at the pole?
They could have, but they usually lock them, don't they?
So they've lost a bank of lights.
I mean, I don't think
possibly one of the kids maybe turned it off.
Hey, you got to just go check that, I would say.
And, the thing about these type of lights, John, is it'll take a while for those to come back.
It sure will.
We saw the lights go out one time in Warsaw when the Sakis were up big.
They all went out then, though.
Yep.
Because they were all on one breaker,
and
along with the popcorn machine.
We've seen the lights go out on Broadway. And tonight we've seen them go out at Glenn C. Smith Field. Just one bank of them. Everything else is operational.
It's still dark in the middle of the field. They're going to play, though.
It must not be as dark as it appears from here.
It could be. I don't know. It looks pretty dark to me. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, wait. That play clock has to restart, doesn't it?
No, they're going to start it right from that spot.
Wow.
Yep, right from that spot. It's all right.
No, I understand. I just...
It is 3rd and 11, or check that, 3rd and 9 here, I should say. Stout under center, back to pass, and a penalty flag.
I was going to say, there was a lot going on there. Nobody was set when the ball was hiked on either side. Everybody was moving, and
well, unfortunately,
I'm not sure who came off first.
Unfortunately for the Sakis, you have to be set on offense, and on defense you don't. So it'll be a false start called against Pittsfield. So a 3rd and 9, or I should say 3rd and 14. It would have been a 3rd and 9. Yeah. Ball is at the 48-yard line of Auburn. Pittsfield trying to get something going here. They were setting up another screen play.
It was open the last time they set it up. It would have been a touchdown.
Don't adjust your TV screens, folks. We're a bank of lights short here at Glenn C. Smith Field. That part in Titanic when they lost lights?
Yeah, they lost all the lights then, though.
Yeah, and then they sank. That was a sad movie.
It broke in half, and Jack died because Rose didn't let him on the door.
There was plenty of room. Double wing formation. Stout's under center. He is back to pass. Has some time. Looking deep. Throwing along. The man in Grattan stopped, and it's picked off. Picked off by DuBois. DuBois still on his feet. 20, 25-yard line. They tackle Freeman, so this one's all going to come back. DuBois still running. In fact, he may run it all the way back, but it's just going to be a really long run for Knott.
He's going to be really tired when he gets done, though.
Yep, he's going to return in what would have been about a 90-yard interception return. Grattan was running this route and then cut it off, and DuBois went back and played the ball.
There's the flag.
The flag is all the way back at the 20. Well, there's one at the 20 and one at the 23.
I didn't see the one on the 20. The one on the 20 will be the one they'll take.
No, it'll be the 23. They'll move that flag up, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They'll say that the referee didn't have as good of an arm as the side man. So either way, though, John, it's a turnover for the Sakis. Their second of the night, a second interception for Bobby Stout, and that time, I'm not going to tell you it was a perfectly thrown ball, but it didn't appear that the receiver and the quarterback were on the same page as far as the route was concerned.
Yeah.
So it's an interception by Stout. The Trojans will have it at the 9:25 mark of the second quarter, 1st and 10.
They're going to have the ball.
At about the 13-yard line.
Yeah.
That's where they'll mark it off to.
Because it's a hold, essentially, correct?
Oh, yeah, it's a hold. I mean, they tackled Freeman. You can't do that on the old return side of things.
They thought they were still defenders.
So they'll mark it off. So it'll be deep in their own territory for Auburn. The Saki defense did a nice job the last time around. Can they get another stop on this drive? So the ball is at the 12 is where they're going to start it, John. 1st and 10. 9:25 to play in the second. 14-0 Auburn on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Tim Stewart is under center. Takes the snap. He is going to hand it off to the deep back. Donaldson spins and is going to be taken down at about the 16-yard line. Call it the 15-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play by Donaldson. 2nd and 7 from the 15. Just over 9 minutes to play in this first half. Hey, Bowlers Universe holding that fifth quarter party tonight for all high school students. Discounted bowling and karaoke. Then check out the sounds of Seth Wade tomorrow night, 7 to 11. It's happening at Bowlers Universe in Pittsfield. Stewart back to pass, looking deep, has a man. The man goes up, and he comes down with nothing that time. That was Connor Tripp.
The ball was nicely thrown.
Connor Tripp had beaten his man, and that would have been a touchdown, but as it stands, it's an incomplete pass, and it's 3rd and 7. Clock stops at the 8:47 mark of the second quarter with the incomplete pass.
I was like, why is the play clock not running? The ball is not set. That's why.
Yep, you do have to still set the ball.
Yeah, makes sense.
3rd and 7 from their own 15 for the Trojans. 14-0 advantage for Auburn. As Stewart will stand deep in the shotgun. 2 receivers wide to either side. He is back to pass. Looking left, throwing left, and it is too high. Too high to handle that time. And the incomplete pass will stop the clock on a 4th and 7 and another punt here for Auburn. I don't want to discount the play of the Saukey defense at all, John, but Auburn's had some opportunities to convert on plays they just have not hit on.
They certainly have.
So a punt here for the Trojans at the 8:42 mark of the second quarter. That drive did not take very long for Auburn. They got the ball at the 9:05 mark. Rikus will be in and stand deep at the goal line. High snap. He comes down with it, gets his foot into this one. It's a nice punt. Saukey's going to get away from it. They don't know where it's at. Get away. And it takes a nice Auburn bounce. That's a nice punt by Rikus. Stops right at the 50-yard line, and that's where the Saukey start 1st and 10 from the 50. 8:31 to play in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for Pittsfield. Again, only down 14-0 right now.
And Charlie Rikus is a weapon for them, though, as he's really let them play the field position game on the punts and the kickoffs both, and driven the kickoffs back to about the 8 or 9.
Kind of a dark night right now, as the light bank has still not come back on right above us. Again, they redid all of the wiring to the light poles.
And to the scoreboard.
Yep, that was finished this week. And I'm not sure if it's an issue with that or the fact that somebody got a hold of the box down there and just switched it off. If it's that one, I hope somebody is disappointing their child. Uh-oh, here's a fumble. They try to pitch it back to Freeman. He dives on the ball.
No, wait.
Auburn
wait.
comes out of there with it, as they'll say Freeman never possessed it, and this man's going to run it all the way back.
Yeah, but he had to be down on the ground there, did he not?
Cole Donaldson, they'll say that he never possessed the ball on the ground, and Cole Donaldson picked it up and ran it for a 40-yard fumble return for a touchdown. There was no whistle.
Huh.
There was no whistle. Freeman was on the ground. They'll say he never possessed it, and Donaldson had the wherewithal to pick it up and run it for a 40-yard fumble return. So Donaldson runs it from 40 yards out on the fumble return, and it's 20-0 Trojans on the Trash Queen scoreboard. So they now have scored on a special teams play, and they've scored on the defensive side. 8:17 to play in the second quarter. 20-0 Auburn on top. Rikus is in for the extra point attempt. The holder is Hank Rhodes, and it is another good kick for Spencer Rikus. 21-0. Trojans with the advantage over the Saukeys. 8:17 to play in the second quarter. Back with you after this.
Just like that, the kids are back in school, the summer's over, and we're back to doing homework in the evenings with our wonderful children. Nothing makes this scenario more magical than having a reliable internet connection to get all the homework complete, followed by everyone off to baths and bed. So after that dream is over and the kids are finally doing their homework, make sure you have a strong internet connection. Call Cascom today at 1-800-252-1799.
$8:17 to play in the half. 21-0 the advantage for the Auburn Trojans over the Saukeys on a 40-yard fumble return for a touchdown.
Huh.
You just usually on a play like that, you see it blown dead earlier than that. It was not because they'll say that the man never possessed the ball on the ground. And it's hard to, we can't tell from here, obviously.
And that's fine, but it's hard for me to believe that he didn't pick it up with a knee down. I don't know. I didn't say for sure. I'm a long way away, but kind of everybody was laying on the ground, and all of a sudden he's running with the ball, and it looked like an NFL game where you get that guy that realizes he's not been touched down yet, and he goes and off he goes with it, but can't do that in high school. I don't know.
Moreau Forsyth is trailing New Berlin 10-7 with 2 minutes left to play in the second quarter.
That's a New Berlin team that
Auburn
beat
squad
last week.
Yeah, beat handily. 30-6, I do believe, was the final in that game. Saki's looking to receive the kick. Rikus is on. High kick. This one will be taken by Howland, I do believe. He'll turn and try to look for some return yards. Still on his feet, and now the whistle is a slow one. And he'll take it out to the 20-yard line. They let the pack ride him back 2 yards after that. 1st and 10 from their own 20 for the Sakis with 8:07 to play in the second quarter. You just usually see, like we said, a little bit of a quicker whistle than that.
On both of those last 2 plays.
Yeah. 1st and 10, down 21-0 is Pittsfield on the Trash Queen scoreboard.
And I'm not going to claim either group is correct there. It's just...
You just usually see it blown quicker than that. Ladner is split wide to the left-hand side as Stout will be under center. Takes the snap, hands it off to the deep back. That is going to be Grattan, and he is not going to have much room this time. Down at the 20, that's a gain of nothing on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 10 from the 20. 2nd and 10 with just under 8 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Auburn is hitting the holes that Grattan's trying to go through very hard, very fast.
Well,
and you got to get something either on the passing game or outside, one or the other. Because if not, there's no way you can ever move the ball.
Yeah, they've got 10 guys in the box at all times right now. Stout's under center, and the fumble on the play as he either took the snap and nobody else moved.
Which is what looked like happened. It looked like the ball got snapped before he was ready for it.
So that'll be another 5-yard penalty against Pittsfield, it appears. An illegal procedure.
20 yards and penalties on 4 called penalties against Pittsfield. They've all been illegal procedure penalties against the offense, I believe.
So 2nd and 15 here with 7:23 to play in the second quarter. The Sakis deep in their own territory at the 15-yard line. They split Ladner out wide to the right-hand side. Stout under center, double wing formation behind him in the backfield. Now they'll flip-flop the wing backs. Stout barks out the signals, takes the snap, he's back to pass. Looking, now escapes the rush, throws a pass that's behind the intended man in Howland. And it's an incomplete pass, hit by Patterson there. Patterson was the young man who went out a little bit earlier with an injury, but man, he's been flying around since he came back, John.
Yeah, he went down with an injury, then he ran off the field, then 2 plays later he made a stop in the backfield.
7:05 to play in the second quarter.
I don't know what the injury was, but
didn't seem to
not major.
It didn't seem to slow him down much. Maybe just a cramp. As you talked about, it is a little bit warmer here to start
than
it has been in a couple of weeks. Sakis with a 3rd and long. 7:05 to play in the second. They'll hand it off to the deep back. That's Grattan looking for some running room, and he'll not have much. 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up a 4th and 13. So 4th and 13 from the 16-yard line in a punting situation for Pittsfield. 6:45 and counting in the second quarter, trailing 21-0, and trying to keep the Trojans from getting another score here. Auburn had a big run back on a punt return for a touchdown earlier by DuBois. They've also scored on a fumble recovery for a touchdown, so only one offensive touchdown, really, for this Auburn squad. The Sakis have had a couple of stops, but have not been able to accomplish much on the offensive side of their own, and now they'll have to call a timeout as it appears they do not have enough players on the field for the punt team. Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the 11th man was standing on the sideline, and those are things you just can't have happen, John.
Those are things you want to go, hey, who's supposed to be out here? Oh, you're supposed to be out here. Hey, who else can play his position?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, and I'm sure all teams do this, they before the game, they say, hey, let's, who's on punt, kick return, punt. You should know that.
Yeah.
You should know, and you should want to be on the field. Like, here's the thing. I can almost be okay with too many men on the field. It's like, gosh, we had an extra guy who wanted to be in on the play, but not enough guys. That tells me somebody is like, I'm not sure if I should go out there or not, and I'm not going to.
Yeah. Well, they did not take the penalty. They took the timeout instead, their second timeout of the first half.
Got to have a good snap here. Rubel is in to kick. They're on the light hash of the field. I think we've used the dark hash, which is on our side, because that light bank, folks, I don't think it's coming back. Rubel stands back at his own 3. It's a good snap. He'll put his foot into this one. It's a high kick, and it's headed toward the sideline and into the stands. Now, I'm going to guess they're going to spot this at about the 33. Let's see where the man stops. He's at the 40. The ref's still walking, and he's at the 36. 36, excuse me. 36-yard line, where the Trojans take over 1st and 10 from the Saki 36 with 6:15 to play in the second quarter. 21-0. Uh-oh, John, we're sinking into the west.
Sorry.
You gotta keep a hand on that camera.
I don't have enough hands right now,
Well,
Charlie.
Grow another one. Another
Would
hand.
be helpful.
6:15 to play in the second period here. 21-0 Auburn on top. And they've got a short field in front of them as they're at the Saki 36-yard line.
My goodness, that man is deep.
Tim Stewart with Donaldson deep in the backfield. They'll put Tripp in motion left to right. Tripp will not take a hand up. They'll hand it off to Donaldson, and he is hit early in the backfield. And who made that hit, John? Was that Howland? It was.
The initial hit, was...
No, that's Story.
The initial hit was by Story, yeah.
Story.
Story guessed right that time. Going to lose about 3 there. 4? How many, Charlie?
Lost 3.
Thank you.
Lost 3 to the 39, 2nd and 13. 5:45 and counting here in the second quarter. What a hit by Story. Now Stewart's in the shotgun. He's back to pass. Standing tall, looking left, throwing left. It's high and it's incomplete. He and his receivers just have not been on the same page tonight. His intended man that time was Colin DuBois.
Basically, all of his passes have been just a little higher, a little long all night. And, no, they have not been quite on the same page there. And those balls are intended to be thrown high.
Hey, can we make a mention of something real quick? If you know someone who's responsible for the flag that was donated in memory of Max Zumwalt here at the Saki football field, if you know where it's at, call and let the sheriff's department know. You can even give a name if you'd like of who took it. Here's a pass out of the backfield to Cole Donaldson. There's a penalty flag here.
There's another penalty flag.
Donaldson is going to be ridden down out of bounds. But 2 flags.
3, actually.
One at the 27, one at the 36, one back at the 37, and they'll get those 2 flags together back at the 37. But to finish my point is the penalty is coming back on a hold. If you took the flag, just bring it back. And why would you take it?
If you took it and you want to bring it back, take it and
you can take it to my house.
Put it in a bag, tie it on the front door of the school, and nobody will ever have to know.
And if you know where it's at, let us know. But, hey, we do want to give a shout-out, and we'll get it on the camera here in a second. The Saki statue that stands out, the Saki Indian statue that stands up behind the baseball field is lit up tonight. And we're told that they call him Ty Max, Ty Reinlander, Max Zumwalt, 2 young men taken too soon. The Saki Indian out there, they've got him lit up tonight. In their memory, since the flag's gone, they've got the light on for him tonight. And so we thank him for that, and John will get a shot of that here in just a little while. The holding penalty will take it back to the 48-yard line.
So it is 3rd and a whole lot.
3rd and 20. Let's see, they've got to get it all the way to the 26-yard line, so it's 3rd and 22 for the Trojans, but they're a type of offense that can convert here. Stewart's deep in the shotgun. He's back to pass. Looking for a man. Has him across the middle. That's Tripp. Tripp is going to be ridden down at the 40. So a gain of 8 on the play on the pass to Tripp. And it'll be 4th and long. And I think they'll punt here. I would punt and pin Pittsfield deep just because they have not done much on the offensive side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to decide.
Not really.
Well, you're probably right.
I think you punt and pin them deep. 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. You're likely to get the ball back if your defense can do what they've been doing, but instead they're going to go for it.
You've got 2 timeouts. The Sakis have 1.
So it's 4th and 14 from the 40. Saki's looking to stop the Trojans here.
You could get a stop here. You'd have great field position.
Trips right, 2 men left. Back the pass is Stewart. Stewart looking across the middle. Has Tripp, overthrows him. Incomplete pass, and it's a turnover on downs. They were looking for Tripp. He's a tall young man, John, 6'4", 180 pounds, the junior. And it was too tall for him that time again. So Pittsfield will take over 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Not terrible field position. With 4:37 to play in the half. Wouldn't it be good to get on the board here before the halftime break?
It would. And I would agree with you. I'd have punted.
I hate to state the obvious, but it would be good to get on the board here. Hey, we will have the Illini Community Hospital halftime show coming up in just a little while. 4:37 still to play in this half, where John will have halftime stats, and he'll also be singing the song Memories from the Broadway hit Cats. Stay tuned for that. Under center is Stout. He's going to hand off to the deep back. That's Freeman, looking for some running room, and is going to be hit and taken down at the original line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. A 2nd and 10 from the 40. And it's just been tough sledding for the Sakis on the running side tonight, John.
Yeah, they're packing the box so tight right now, Charlie. You got to get something either wide, get an outside pitch, or that screen pass. You got to get something outside to break this open some and force them to spread out a little bit, and then those runs will be available again. The lights are coming back on.
Hey, and let there be light, and there was. Stout puts a man in motion. That is Ladner from the left. Or from the right all the way to the left. He's set. So's the line. Stout takes the snap, pitches it out. Looking for some running room is Freeman. Freeman trying to turn the corner. Not much there, but he has to stay in bounds to gain a couple extra yards. He is going to be ridden out at the 37-yard line. That is called the 36-yard line, it appears. No, 37. 3-yard gain. 3-yard gain by Freeman. 3rd and 7.
But again, at least that forces them to realize they've got to do something more out there. You got to keep working those edges because they cannot pack the box as much as they are. And if they do, then you have to punish them for it.
3rd down, 7 yards to go. Fans are
silent.
Quiet right now. Quiet.
It's
quiet.
Cheerleaders need to get them up or something because it is silent out here.
7 seconds on the play clock. You could hear that.
You could.
For all the way from the West Cemetery. Here's Freeman looking for a running room on the right-hand side. Bounces it out. He's going to turn the corner, and he is going to be taken out at the 45. Ran a long way to gain 2 yards. And it's 4th and 5, and you can hear Paul Petty from here saying punt. 4th and 5 from the they marked him out of bounds. No gain, John.
Wow.
Must have stepped out right on that sideline. All right, no gain. 4th and 7 from the 43-yard line. Did go out of bounds. 3:35 to play in the half. Down 21-0 are the Sakis on the Trash Queen scoreboard. And into punt again is Rubel. He looks to the sideline and says, which way do you want it to punt? Towards Tripp or towards DuBois? I'd keep it away from DuBois. High snap. They're coming after Rubel. He'll get it away. It's a high kick. It's going to go nowhere. In fact, this may be negative yards. It's going to be behind the line of scrimmage. He
tried
rushed
to hustle and
it's going to be at the 35. So it is, or 36. It is a negative 4-yard punt, and that's where the Trojans will take over 1st and 10. And that's shades of the Joe Womble punt we talked about last week.
It was windier then, though.
It was, but it still went negative 4 yards.
Yeah.
At their opponent, the Sakis' 36-yard line for the Trojans, 1st and 10 at the 3:30 mark of the second quarter. They give it to Donaldson deep in the backfield. He's going to be hit and taken down. Good tackle on the outside here. That appeared to be Anderson. Nate Anderson on the stop. Gain of 3 on the play by Donaldson. Brings up a 2nd and 7. How's Donaldson's yardage looking tonight?
24 yards on 9 carries.
3:07 and counting in the second quarter. Saki's looking to hold Auburn out here just before the half. Down 21-0 already.
My goodness, he is always so deep.
He is going to be a decoy this time. Play action pass, and it's an incomplete pass. Not a well-thrown ball that time, rolling to his left by the quarterback, Tim Stewart.
He really was not under pressure too much, and he bounced it there. Yeah,
tough
it's a tough
throw
play.
tough throw for a righty rolling left.
Yeah, it's you're going the wrong direction, but.
And I think he had more time than he thought he may have had.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because it looked rushed. 3rd and 7. Clock stops at the 2:54 mark of this second quarter. Four down territory.
Need some noise here, Charlie.
Yeah, we need to pull the old Falcons and blast something through the speakers. They'll put Tripp in motion. They'll hand it off to Donaldson. Donaldson is tripped up and taken down inside the 30 at about the 27-yard line. That's a gain on the play of, 6, and it brings up a 3rd and 1. Fourth and one.
Donaldson did a good job of waiting that time as one of the defenders kind of flew by him, and then he was able to gain his yardage.
Well, it looked like the nose guard Story that time went right by his man and was right on the heels of the quarterback.
Yeah.
For what of it a sack, but he handed it off just at the last moment. 2:22 and counting in the second quarter. 4th and a yard to go from the Saki 27 for Auburn. Made you see a hard count here possibly. Under center is the quarterback Stewart. He takes the snap, hands it off to the deep man Donaldson. He's got the first down and more. Inside the 20, ridden down to the 17-yard line. Needed 1, picked up 10, and a 1st and 10 from the 17.
He's got 40 yards on 11 carries now, does Donaldson, to go along with a 40-yard fumble return.
Auburn does have a couple of timeouts left.
They do, too.
And they've got 2:05 on the game clock as they come to the line of scrimmage here. Stewart under center. Looks right, looks left, looks right, puts a man in motion. They're yet to hand off to the motion man. Now Donaldson is going to be punished in the backfield. He's going to be taken down at the 20. That's a loss of 3 on the play. In on the stop, Howland, also coming off the bottom of that pile, appears to be Gratton and Story.
Didn't look like a clean handoff that time, Charlie, as it looked like Donaldson was trying to kind of wait to get there, and I think everybody was there, and that's part of why.
It looked like the Sakis guessed right on the play that time, didn't it?
Yeah, I would say you're right.
And had the right defense called. 1:27 on the clock, ticking down here. Trips bunch to the right. Bad snap, and Stewart's going to try to make something out of it, and he's going to fall forward, get back to the original line of scrimmage.
So give him 3?
Yep, 3-yard gain, and a timeout going to be whistled here for the Auburn Trojans. 1:10. Well, the clock's still running. They got to stop it. And 1:08. 1:07.
It's
still
6,
running.
5, 4. 3, 2.
It's still running.
I wonder how much they're going to put back.
Well, they are trying to get the clock stopped. I'm going to say there must be something wrong with the
button.
Button right here.
Oh, no, it stopped. Okay. I like that amount of time a lot better than what's supposed to be on it.
Well, there was about 1:14.
1:12, yeah.
Then 1:10. And right now it says 51.6, but they'll need to add some time back to the clock there.
Well, the referees do keep a clock, too, most of them, so.
Central Illinois Sports, live on YouTube. Thanks to the sponsors for helping bring tonight's broadcast your way. 21-0 Auburn on top here on the Trash Queen scoreboard.
They're going to.
Sakis are home again next week
I don't know why.
against Maroa. Hey, if you unlock that door on the way back out.
I got it. I don't know why it's locking.
1:12 is what they're going to put on the clock.
Okay.
I guessed 1:14. If I was the little yodeler guy and the Price is Right, I just went over the edge.
Yeah, you'd have died. And you didn't win then.
Yodel doodle.
It's unlocked now, yep. Yeah.
Unlocked.
Yeah.
The door was locked.
Yeah, and everybody kept trying to come in. And
So I was saying the Sakis are home again next week against Maroa Forsyth. It was also 1-0 coming into play tonight, but they were down to New Berlin early, who this Auburn team handled. So, we may be seeing a little different look in this Sangamo Conference. Right now, Auburn is in control of this game, up 21-0 with 1:02 to play in the half. 1:12. They are going to put 1:12.
Yeah, 1:12. Okay. So we're at 1:12 now.
102 plus 10, if you'd let me finish. First, check the 3rd and 9. Back to pass. Looking left, throwing left, has his man. Tripp in for the score. 17-yard strike to Tripp with 1:04 to play in the second quarter. And Auburn is on top, 27-0. So Tripp was open that time. The ball was a little bit underthrown, but Tripp reached out and got it for the 17-yard score. 27-0 Auburn on top. And Rikus is on for the point after attempt. He's been the money man so far. He's had a couple of really nice punts, too.
He's done a lot good for them for the keeping them where they want to be on the field.
He's a weapon, and it's just a sophomore. It's a high snap. The hold is down. The kick is up, and the kick appears to be blocked. It's no good. Blocked at the 1:04 mark this time. 27-0. Auburn on top of Pittsfield. Back with a kickoff after this.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
1:04 to play in the half. 27-0 advantage for Auburn on the Trash Queen scoreboard. John, if you were having a construction project done at your house and you needed a roll-off dumpster, who would you call?
Trash Queen, Charlie.
What about if you needed residential trash pickup?
Well, Trash Queen, of course, in their pink trash cans.
Pink, blue?
Oh, I haven't seen the blue ones yet. Do they get you to
potpourri of colors?
You get to decide whether you're having a boy or a girl, huh?
But it's a trash can.
It is. It's a trash can. It's a bright colored one, though.
And it's got the Queen on it, and they are the best when it comes to trash pickup at Trash Queen. Give them a call, 217-320-4320, 320-4320. They're constantly expanding their territory. I mean, I just don't know how they do it. They pick up trash from the east to the west and all points in between in Pike, Scott, and Morgan counties. Trash Queen, 320-4320. Kickoff here by Rikus. He will put his foot into this one. It's going to be taken by Freeman at about the 10, across the 15, 20-yard line. 25 where he breaks a tackle. Still on his feet up to the 30-yard line, and that's where Jacob Freeman will start the Sockies at their 30, 1st and 10, with 57.5 seconds to play in the half. 27-0 Auburn on top.
Charlie, if you're Pittsfield, you got to try to do something here because Auburn gets the ball back to start the third quarter.
It's one of those darned if you do, darned if you don't things, though, because if you throw an interception and set them up for a score,
that's true, but
darned. If
yeah.
you don't score and they get the ball to start the second half, darn. I mean, it's kind of shockingly, John, being down 27-0 is not an ideal situation.
No, it's not.
There's not a lot of plays that pull you back into that real quickly. But let's see what they want to do here. Stout and company come to the line with 10 seconds on the play clock. They're going to have to hurry just a little bit here to get set. 7, 6, 5. Stout calls them set. Takes the snap, back to pass, looking left, looking down, has a man deep, it's grabbed, and it's a jump ball, and it's grabbed by DuBois. DuBois is on his feet. There's a block in the back. So DuBois, another return down the sideline. He is going to be taken out of bounds, but a block in the back. So DuBois with his second interception of the night. And
Charlie, that was one of those 50-50 balls, and it just came down to the wrong guy, but it was a pretty well-thrown ball.
Block in the back, all the way back at the 36-yard line, so it'll be to the 26 for Auburn, their own 26, and I would assume they would just maybe try a running play here, but I don't know. They're going to get the ball to start the second half, so you wouldn't expect them to be too chancy on this.
You would not.
Just not a lot of reward in terms of the overall risk.
Because again, if you throw an interception, pick six here, then you just gave Pittsfield some momentum and them believing they're back in the 27-0 game because it's 27-7.
27-0 as it is. They'll move the ball all the way back to the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. 44.3 seconds to play in the first half. That's the third interception by Stout tonight. Is that correct?
Yes. No completed passes so far.
So not the prettiest of stat lines, and now the Trojans run a man
on
on
from
late.
the Well, he ran off. I was trying to, I don't know.
They were confused.
Yeah.
And they're back to pass. Timmy Stewart looking left. He's got his man. That's Tripp. Tripp is going to have the first down and a little bit more. He's still fighting for yardage. The Sockies have him stood up in the slow whistle.
And he didn't go out of bounds either.
Up to the 39-yard line is where they'll mark him. A gain of 13, and Auburn will take their last time out. And while they do that, we'll remind you about the Pike County Express, your local family-owned newspaper serving Pike County since 1991. Check it out each Wednesday on a newsstand near you. Don't forget about that fifth quarter party hosted at Bowler's Universe for all high school students. They're invited tonight. Discounted bowling and karaoke. And you can check it out at Bowler's Universe. And they'll say that they're back to live action. They called the timeout to stop the clock, evidently.
That run was by Stewart as he kept the ball on the keeper. Got out of bounds.
Yep, he got out of bounds, so he took it all the way to the... Where are they setting the ball?
They have it,
Shy of the 50. It's a first down, so a 10-yard gain. So the 49, and now a couple opportunities to take a strike down the field. Hey, Bowler's Universe tomorrow also has the sounds of Seth Wade, 7 to 11. Go and check them out in that patio. It's a nice little setup they have there at Bowler's Universe. You should really check it out. Stewart's in the gun. Trips right, single man left. He's back to pass, looking for more. Downfield has Tripp as he settled into the defense. He's on his feet still and has stood up and is finally ridden down.
They got to hurry now because they don't have any timeouts left.
Well, they're going to say that they have one left.
But that's not correct.
Well, maybe they didn't take one earlier. Maybe they ran out of bounds.
That could be.
So down to the 30-yard line. That is a gain of 20 yards on the pass to Tripp. And the clock says 14.1 seconds, but I'm not so sure they won't put a little time back on there.
Huh.
That is the final timeout of the half for the Trojans.
For sure this time.
They have scored.
Weird ways.
Yeah, a 40-yard fumble return, a punt return, a couple of offensive scores. A 1-yard run by Donaldson, a 17-yard reception by Tripp for their 4 scores here in the first half. Sockies have really defensively at times played pretty decently. They've given up some big strikes.
They forced 3 punts.
But offensively, John, it's been a different story for the Sockies. Aside from that one drive where Gage Gratton got some running room,
yeah,
it has been little to nothing on the positive yardage side for Pittsfield.
Yeah, and Auburn's defense has been a big part of that. They've been packing the box after that and just not been anything available. You got to try to spring it open a little bit maybe here in the second half. We'll see.
So Stewart and company have a couple of chances to take some strikes downfield.
And
Sockies have 2 deep safeties.
Stewart's hitting not moving men right now. His Tripp's been setting.
He's looking left. He has his man. That is going to be DuBois. DuBois catches it inside the 25 to the 24, gain of 6. And that'll be the final play of the half. They'll not get the ball set, and that will be the final play of the first half of play. We take you to the Illini Community Hospital halftime show, where the Auburn Trojans with the Pittsfield Sockies 27-0. We have halftime stats and more coming your way after this.
Your kids are back to school doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your fitness routine. Illini Fitness is now open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whether you're a busy parent, college student, night owl, or early riser, our hours now fit your schedule. Call to find out about our affordable memberships at 285-5635 or learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org/fitness. Illini Fitness, located at 128 West Washington Street in Pittsfield. The team at Pike County Real Estate specializes in residential homes, commercial properties, tillable, and hunting land in west central Illinois and northeastern Missouri. We treat our clients with the utmost respect and do our very best to connect buyers and sellers together to best suit the needs of our customers. See our current properties at www.pikecorealestate.com or call us at 217-285-5800 for Pike County Real Estate. For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry. serving our community with compassion and respect.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times. And Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
Welcome back on the Illini Community Hospital halftime show. We're a 27-0 lead for the Auburn Trojans over the Pittsfield Sockies is taking place right now at Glen C. Smith Field. Illini Community Hospital for more than 75 years. Illini has been serving the community with high-quality personalized medical care close to home. Learn more about their services by visiting IlliniHospital.org. Well, scoring plays in the first half of play. It's been all Trojans so far at the 9:05 mark of the first quarter. Donaldson took it in from 1 yard out. The Rikus kick was good, made it 7-0. Auburn, then with 2:27 to play in the first, it was a 52-yard punt return by DuBois. He's had a big first half. The Rikus kick was good, made it 14-0. The Sockies missed a field goal at the 11:54 mark of the second quarter. A 30-yard field goal attempt was wide right, so the score remained 14-0. Then at the 8:17 mark of the second quarter, Donaldson had a 40-yard fumble return for a touchdown. The Rikus kick was good, and the Trojans' lead expanded out to 21-0. Then at the 1:04 mark of the second quarter, Auburn had a passing play, this time from Stewart to Tripp. The Rikus kick was blocked, and that's how we arrive at this 27-0 score at the halftime break on the Trash Queen scoreboard. It's Auburn on top. John will take a look at the rest of your halftime stats following this break on the Illini Community Hospital halftime show.
Mid-USA Landscaping, serving all of Pike County for residential and commercial lawn care. Mid-USA Landscaping can beautify your lawn and property with proper treatment, spraying, seeding, and of course landscaping designs perfect for your home or business. Mid-USA donates to the local area Little League fields and sports fields at your schools, and they are the perfect fit for you. Call them today at 217-577-4900. That's 577-4900. Mid-USA Landscaping for you.
At Lanham Chiropractic, their mission is to ensure that they guide each patient to the possibility and enjoyment of a healthier you. Dr. Chris Lanham works together with each patient to identify the cause of the chiropractic issue and address it through chiropractic care, proper nutrition, and natural supplements, all while utilizing honest and trusting communication. If you're looking for a hands-on chiropractor who's proud to call this area home, call Dr. Chris Lanham at Lanham Chiropractic in Pittsfield at 217-285-6300. Geared Up is your local source for custom apparel and awards. Geared Up offers a wide variety of apparel options, including embroidery, t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos. We do it all. Ask us how we can help you raise funds for your local school or organization. Find us online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up custom apparel and awards. Together, we build. It's more than just a tagline at John Petty & Sons Custom Builders. It's our way of life. Our team is committed to building high-quality, custom-built commercial and residential facilities to fit the needs of your family or business. From design, new construction, renovation, and repairs, we have the expertise to turn your project into reality. Call us for a free quote at 217-248-6196. That's 248-6196. Or check us out on Facebook. John Petty & Sons Custom Builders. Together, we build.
Welcome back on the Illini Community Hospital halftime show, where the Pittsfield Sockies trail the Auburn Trojans by the score of 27-0. Illini Community Hospital is proud to welcome Dr. James Ewells to the Rural Health Clinic. He's a pediatrician. He's joining their team, welcoming new patients now, and is excited to partner with you and your family to keep your children healthy all year long. Find out more about Dr. Ewells by visiting IlliniHospital.org. John, with a look at your halftime stats.
First for the Pittsfield Sockies, they finished the first half with their leading rusher, Gage Gratton, 72 yards on 8 carries, most all of those in one set of plays. And not much positive since then. Jacob Freeman, 8 yards on 8 carries, 2 yards on 2 carries for Wade Howland, and no yards on 1 carry for Bobby Stout. Pittsfield has 2 first downs. Bobby Stout is 0 for 6 passing with 3 interceptions. So 82 rushing yards, no passing yards, 82 total yards of offense in the first half of play. Sockies were penalized 4 times for 20 yards, all of those illegal procedure penalties in the first half. For the Auburn Trojans, they finished the first half with their leading rusher 37 yards on 12 carries for Cole Donaldson to go along with a 40-yard punt, or excuse me, not punt, how about fumble recovery and return for a touchdown. 13 yards on 2 carries for Tim Stewart, the quarterback, 13 yards on 2 carries for Colin DuBois, and 7 yards on 1 carry for Connor Tripp in the first half to total out to their 70 rushing yards. Tim Stewart, the quarterback, is 6 for 12 for 50% with 86 yards passing. Passes completed. Connor Tripp with 4 catches for 58 yards. Colin DuBois, 28 yards on 2 receptions. So 70 rushing yards, 86 passing yards, 156 total yards of offense for the Auburn Trojans. They were penalized 6 times for 55 yards. And so really, Charlie, it's 156 yards to 82 yards in total offense, but Auburn was able to score in a lot of ways that had nothing to do with their offense.
Yeah, they scored on that punt return as we talked about, and also on the fumble recovery. Also, we do want to apologize, Spencer Rekis, as in to kiss again. Pronunciation correction on that. We thank one of our viewers for that information. And we talked about him. He's been a weapon tonight, John, has old Spencer Rekis.
He certainly has, Charlie. He has allowed them to play the field position game, and on a couple of sets of plays, they really used that to their advantage. Pinned the Sockies deep, and then were able to force them to punt and gain yardage on there. As old Spencer Rekis has really done a great job on the punts and on the kickoffs. As he's not booming the ball. He's not doing the Nathan Knuffman of several years ago from Camp Point Central, where he was literally putting the ball through the uprights on the kickoffs. But he's putting it down to the 8-9 yard line and allowing his team to have time to get down there and cover it. And really on the kickoffs, Pittsfield has not been able to get more than, what about the 30, Charlie?
That is true, and the Sockies have struggled on the offensive side to get much going outside of that one drive, John, as you talked about. And they're going to have to show the ability to put the ball in the air a little bit to get guys out of the box, and have been unable to do so far, as Stout is 0 for the night passing with 3 interceptions.
Part of it, I think, Charlie, is he's got to have more than 1 or 2 guys, and it may just be one of those where you can kind of send guys trips to one side, send them all out on slants, and just let him pick which one is open, kind of idea. Just get him a little confidence. It doesn't have to be big passes, but if you can get him going on some short passes to begin with, you might be able to break some things open, and those short passes are going to be open just because the Auburn Trojans defense is packing everybody in the box. And if you can just force them to have something, to cover outside, then that'll break everything open, and then that running game will work again.
The Socky Marching Band, under the direction of Justin Banger, out on the field right now, performing for the fans, playing the tunes of Lady Gaga this season for their field show, and then sounding good here tonight in front of the home crowd at Glenn C. Smith Field. 27-0 is the advantage for Auburn here at the halftime break over the Pittsfield Sockies. We pause for a timeout here. We'll take a look at scores from around the area after this.
For delicious, authentic Italian pizza and pasta, it's Gianni's Pizza on the Square in Pittsfield. From delicious appetizers to a wide selection of specialty pizzas and pastas, Gianni's has something everyone will enjoy. Take advantage of the Gianni's Pizza Special, where you can order any extra large pizza and receive a free small one-topping pizza. For carryout or delivery, call 285-4002. That's 285-4002 for Gianni's Pizza on the Square in Pittsfield.
Western Illinois FCA offers many opportunities to show Jesus Christ to the coaches, teachers, and athletes in our area. This is Jack Hull, along with Todd Sweatman, our director, and Julie Ross from the Quincy area. I am an area ambassador for Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and we would like to show you how you can start a small group huddle at your school on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. Just give us a call at 217-473-5151 or 217-370-2008, or go to Western ILFCA for more information. That's westernilfca.org for more information. Our next home team banquet will be on September 22nd at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday at Hamilton's Catering in Jacksonville. Go to westernilfca.org for more information. Isaac Bruce from the Rams will be our speaker. Join us for FCA of Western Illinois.
Welcome to the city of Pittsfield, a great place to call home or a great place to visit as a home away from home. Visit the beautiful downtown area with the Pike County Courthouse and many businesses and restaurants to enjoy. Then check out the Pittsfield City Lake, a great place for boating, fishing, and camping. And new to the lake this year, a disc golf course. Learn more about all that the city of Pittsfield has to offer by visiting their website, pittsfieldil.org. The city of Pittsfield and Mayor John Hayden wish the Sockies good luck this season.
27-0 the advantage for Auburn on top of Pittsfield at the halftime break as we welcome you back to the Illini Community Hospital halftime show. Illini Express is here to serve you with walk-in medical care when you need it. Open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every Monday through Saturday. Illini Express sees patients ages 18 months and older with no appointments necessary. Learn more about their services offered at Illini Express by visiting IlliniHospital.org. Trash Queen scoreboard tells us it's 27-0 Auburn. Taking a look at other scores from around the area and around the state of Illinois. Let's see, John. You know, it would be very helpful if we could get this to update, and thank you very much. Moreau Forsyth is trailing New Berlin 13-7 at halftime of their game. Athens was up on Pleasant Plains 35-0 in the first half of their contest. 49-7 the advantage for Williamsville on top of Riverton with 9:20 left in the second quarter. So Williamsville piled them on in a hurry there. But I'd say that big score, John, you have to be kind of surprised about is that New Berlin and Moreau Forsyth score, don't you?
Yeah, and you have to wonder, is Moreau Forsyth showing a little weakness on the offensive side and on the game in general, or is it that New Berlin was upset about their first game loss, and they came out really ready to play? And I'm sure it's probably a combination of both. You know, Moreau Forsyth is working in a new quarterback, and I realize he's the head coach's son, and he's been, watching this offense for a while and been involved in it. But it still takes some time to learn game speed in a varsity football game.
Fans are very upset right now, John. They're throwing stuff on the field. It's it's just the tennis
ball
just
throw.
the tennis ball throw. And it looked like Jason Thompson made one in.
There are 5?
No, 5-0.
5-0. 5-0.
That's 50. Jason Thompson, I saw him throw it in. It was a really nice throw to make that one
Got
in.
a nice hop there and put it right in there.
Yep, little hip hop anonymous, and they put it right in there. So he's going to take home the big cash prize tonight of
50-50, so whatever half the money was.
Yep, tens and tens of dollars for sure. 27-0 is the advantage for Auburn here at halftime. They're also got the ball to start the second half. And, John, I would say if you're Dave Bates, you're probably not – obviously, you're never upset being up 27-0, and I think defensively you have to be pretty happy with how the defense has played. But offensively, they've had more opportunities that could have led to more scores.
They have. Tim Stewart's ball on his passes have the majority of them been high all night. I don't know that he's hit a moving target tonight, Charlie. Everything that he hit there in the last run were all set plays where the guy was going out and waiting for the ball in the middle of his own defense. And I don't know. He's got to be able to hit a moving target. I guess you could certainly say the same thing for Bobby Stout. But he's everything that he's thrown to a guy on the move has been high.
Yep, so they're going to look to get him a little bit sharper, I would say, here in this second half. I would expect Auburn to come out and maybe throw the ball a couple of times. Also, we can give you another score from the Sangamo. North Mac leads Porta 30-0 at halftime in their contest.
Wow. Porta, who beat Pleasant Plains last week.
Yep, so,
there's a lot of parity.
Well, kind of. The thing about it is I think Williamsville and Auburn And I still think Maroa will figure it out in that one. I mean, they're still going to be toward the top when it's all said and done. But right now, that Maroa-New Berlin game, kind of a surprise. 13-7, the lead for New Berlin on top of Maroa Forsyth.
Was that halftime?
Just into the second half.
Okay.
So, and this Auburn team handled New Berlin last week.
Yeah, they certainly did. So, Charlie, keys to the second half.
Well, for the Sockies, you're trying to get a stop here, right? I mean, you're trying to get a stop on this first possession. 13-7, yep. Really defensively, John, overall, it's not been terrible for Pittsfield. They've been beaten deep a couple of times, but Auburn hasn't converted on those plays very often. And against the run, they've given up some plays, but they've also made some plays at the line of scrimmage. The thing I would say is they're getting some penetration in the backfield and making some initial contact back there, but not necessarily wrapping up one-on-one. Have to be a little bit better in that because Donaldson is able to get quite a few yards after contact so far in this contest. And then if you're the Sockies on the offensive side, I think you're right. I think you got to try to run a little bit outside, try to open some things up. Grattan showed that they have the ability to run the ball, but, man, with 10 guys in the box, it's tough to run between the tackles.
Yeah, it's nearly impossible. And, the Sockies line is just not big enough to do that right now against this conference of play. And, sometimes you have a line that's just bigger and more physical than the other team. That's not what you have right now, and you got to force them to at least play straight up and honest. And when you do, then Grattan will be able to run the ball. Freeman will be able to run the ball also. But you got to get something established outside. And I still think you got to try to get Bobby Stout moving on the passing game at least a little bit. Charlie?
Well, I was just reading the big news of the day that Felicity Huffman is going to go
whoever that is.
She's going to go to jail, John, for the college admissions case. Maybe you've heard of it.
Scandal.
She's going to go for a month.
Oh, only a month, huh? That was a big scandal.
Have you ever heard that there maybe are two sets of rules?
If you've got millions and millions of dollars and you decide to use them to pay coaches in college.
Here's what I understand. Why don't you just pay for your kid to go to school? Like you couldn't afford it at that point?
They weren't smart enough to get into the schools they wanted them to go to. They wanted them to go to more prestigious schools. So, I don't know. Is USC really an academically prestigious school, though? That
wasn't Reggie Bush went there.
Well, there is that. But, I don't know.
Well,
again, whoever Felicity Huffman is, I'm still not even sure who that is.
She's an actress. Maybe you've heard of her.
What was she in?
Several movies, John, but I don't think probably anything you've been looking at. I think she was actually on, do you remember the, hang on, I'll think of this.
It was such a great movie, you don't remember the name of it.
No, The Faculty. Remember that movie, The Faculty?
No, I never saw that movie.
It was kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? A scary movie.
It was a school movie, obviously.
Yeah, it was about a school. Yeah, I mean, she was in The Faculty.
Oh.
You remember.
Was she on The Faculty in The Faculty?
No, I think she was a student at that point.
Oh, okay.
Du Bois is back to, thank goodness we're getting back to football. John and I actually know nothing when it comes to this Hollywood scandal kind of thing. We don't know a lot about anything.
It's a scandal.
But definitely nothing about that. It's going to be a little squib kick, and it's going to be taken by Du Bois. Du Bois across the 20, 25-yard line, looking for a sideline, and he's going to be taken out of bounds at around the 30-yard line. Desperate Housewives. Housewives as well.
Somebody gives us
How could I forget?
Help there. I was a big Desperate Housewives fan, obviously.
Well, you were a closet Desperate Housewives fan. It's okay, though, to come out and admit it now that you were a big fan of the Housewives.
You know all about it because you're calling it the Housewives.
Of Orange County was a different show. That was my favorite, John.
Oh, okay.
1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line here for Auburn. As Stewart is in the shotgun, stands tall, looks left, throws left, has Tripp. Tripp is taken down. A penalty flag flies in at around the 38-yard line.
I have to think it's a hold.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they got a hand
mask?
on the face mask. Sideline warning.
Oh, sideline warning. We're going to warn the sideline. So how many yards is he going to gain there, Charlie?
Out to the 42-yard line.
Uh-huh.
So that is a gain of 11 on the play. 1st down on the pass to Tripp. Hey, I understand. As an official, you're trying to run up and down that sideline. You want it clear. Oh, Johnny didn't drive your Firebird tonight. They need to move it.
I didn't. My car is still at the grade school, actually, from the baseball game.
Put a man in motion. They will hand it off to the motion back around the left-hand side. The ball carrier here is Cole Donaldson, and Donaldson is going to be taken down across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play.
He was taken down by who, Charlie?
Makes up a 2nd and 6. Story was in on the stop.
Thank you.
She's also married to William H. Macy. Maybe you've heard of him?
I do know William H. Macy, and I actually did know that because he wasn't involved in this at all. He evidently had no idea. He wasn't involved in their children going to school, evidently.
Two receivers to the left. They'll put a man in motion and trip. Under center is Stewart. Stewart will hand it off to the deep back. This man is DuBois. DuBois is going to be taken down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. A gain on the play of 6, and it brings up a 3rd and 1.
Let's give him 5, Charlie. If Donaldson got 4 and he got 6, then he'd have a first down.
I caught 5. That's fine. To the Saukey 49-yard line, 10:35 and counting in this third period. The things you learn on a Central Illinois sports broadcast, folks.
Thank you for texting us and letting us know because we had no idea most any of that.
It's first down, Donaldson. Move, big gain. 40-yard line, 35. Looking for a running room. 30, 20, 10, 5, 6 for Donaldson. Takes it 49 yards for the score at the 10-17 mark of this third quarter. Donaldson with his biggest run of the night. He's got to be approaching that 100-yard mark, John.
He's got 90 now.
That's approaching that 100-yard mark.
It is.
So Donaldson takes it in from 49 yards out, makes it a 33-0 advantage for the Trojans. And here comes Rekas for the kick. The holder is Hank Rhodes. Hank, that is a good name. Hank's a sophomore, 5'11", 160 pounds. He and Spencer Rekas are a pair of sophomores. Rekas' kick is up, and it is good. It would have been good from about 40 that time, and it is a 34-0 advantage for Auburn. 10-17 to play in the third. Trojans on top. Back after this.
Call Best Systems Builders for all your insulation needs. We are a full-service insulation contractor offering both open and closed cell spray foam, blown cellulose, and fiberglass installation. Best Systems has 2 BPI certified professionals ready to inspect your home or business today. You may qualify for incentives through the American Act on Energy program. Call Scott or Michael at 217-285-6005 for your free estimate or visit us online at gobestsystems.com and start saving money on your energy bill today.
10-17 to play in the third, 34-0 the advantage for Auburn on the Trash Queen scoreboard. As Donaldson took it out, John, and he broke a tackle, and he was gone for the score.
So the Saukeys were not able to do your first key to the game, Charlie, but now they just need to get something going offensively, get some positives out of this game.
Howland is back along with Freeman. Rekas is the kicker. Maroa has taken a lead over New Berlin, 20-13, on back-to-back scores.
We thought that might happen.
We thought it.
Still a close game, though. A lot closer than I bet anybody expected.
Oh, yeah, close game alert there for sure. Rekas is ready for the kick. Spencer will put his foot into this one. High kick. Freeman going to take it back at around the 10-yard line, across the 20. Scampers around the 25, looking to stretch across to the 27, and that's where he's taken down 1st and 10 for the Saukeys at their own 27-yard line. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Reelette & Twine, located just north of Pittsfield, across from the airport. Reelette & Twine, your local headquarters for concrete lawn ornaments, statues, fountains, and so much more. Stop by and see them or call 285-5013 for Reelette & Twine. See what the Saukeys can get going on the offensive side here. 10:09 to play in the third. Stout will be under center with a receiver wide to his right and Ladner. Looks like the deep back is Grattan, and he's tripped up and taken down.
And he's just not getting any time. He's got no time to do anything other than get tackled.
And then he slammed the ball down in disgust. He's got to be careful. The referee warned him there, and the next time it'll be a flag. It's a loss of 2 on the play, brings up a 2nd down and 12.
I'm sorry, if you're a referee, I understand you got to keep everything, sportsmanlike and all, but he didn't do anything other than slam the ball down in frustration.
Yeah, usually a penalty, John. Only it's been that way for, 100 years. Just hand the ball to the official. It's simple. They'll hand it off right side to Grattan. Nothing there. Again, maybe back to the original line, maybe a yard more. Called a 4-yard gain. It brings up a 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9 from the 29. 9-11 and counting in this 3rd period. 34-0 Auburn on top on the Trash Queen scoreboard. See what the Sakis go with here. Stout comes to the sideline to get the play from the offensive coordinator, Aaron Presley. After putting up 60-plus and 500-plus yards on the ground last week, the Sakis have been shut out and have not found much traction on the ground. Receiver wide to the right-hand side. Under center is Stout. He's back to pass. Has a little time. Looking to his right. Has his man on a screen pass. It's completed. His first completion as a varsity quarterback. Will go for a loss of 4 yards to Grattan. Loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 4th and 14. So another punt here for the Sakis with 8:19 and counting in this 3rd period. The clock runs as it was a completed pass. It just was behind the line.
Yeah. It was trying to set up a screen, and too many guys were right there. They sniffed it out nicely. Shorter man on the punt team again.
And
a lineman.
A lineman in.
I'm assuming he's not one of the upbacks. Oh, we were short 2 men.
Lash will also come in. Lash was the guy who was not on the punt team the last time around. They're going to get a delay of game. Nope, he's got it off. They'll kick it, and it's a terrible punt. It hit the line because they were rushing out, and my goodness, either you know you're on the punt team or you don't. One or the other. But just pick. Either don't go out at all or get your rear there. And it'll set Auburn up in really good field position. 1st and 10 from inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. 7:42 to play in the 3rd at the Saki 24 for Auburn. Another score, folks, runs the clock. Here is the handoff to Donaldson. He's taken down to the backfield. Big hit back there. Nice tackle this time by Wade Howland. Wade had a big week last week, and he's had a couple big hits tonight. A loss of 2 on the play by Donaldson. And they'll move it back to the 26-yard line. 2nd and 12. Fake the handoff. Play action pass. Rolling right. Has a man open in the flats. This is DuBois. DuBois on his feet inside the 10. Taken out of bounds inside the 5. In fact, they'll call him right at the 5. So a gain on the play of 21 yards on the pass to DuBois. It's 1st and goal from the 5. 7:09 to play here in the 3rd. Clock stops as the man went out of bounds. Ball right at the 5-yard line, 1st and goal. 34-0, the advantage for Auburn on the Trash Queen scoreboard. See if the defense can make a push here. Under center is the quarterback, Tim Stewart. He'll pitch it to Donaldson. Donaldson looking for blockers. He'll take the ball down near the 2-yard line, a gain of 3, and then penalty flags fly in. This is going to be an unsportsmanlike against the Sakis. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Sakis.
First unsportsmanlike conduct of the night for them, so that's better than last week when they had.
And now Grattan and the referee are having a discussion, and I do believe it was on Grattan.
Okay, so Donaldson got lost yardage.
No, he got 3 yards.
Oh, would have gotten 3? Okay.
Yeah, that's why we called it a 3-yard gain. And then they'll move it half the distance to the goal, so it should be 1st and goal from the 2.
Yeah.
Under center, Stewart to Donaldson. Hit in the backfield by
A whole bunch of people.
Wade Howland. Loss of 2.
It should be second, shouldn't it, Charlie? That personal foul would have been an automatic first down, would it not have been?
Must not have been.
Okay.
3rd and goal from the 4 here. Just under 7 minutes to play in the 3rd. Why did the clock stop?
I'm not sure. Oh, there it's
Now they
going.
run it. Uh-oh, they've got DuBois wide open, and they got another man at the back of the end zone and Tripp wide open, and they missed him. He could have thrown that ball to DuBois, and he wouldn't have had anybody within 10 yards of him. Instead, it's an incomplete pass, and they will they bring on the kicker.
Well, no, because
They're
they want
gonna
to
go
get
for
it to. They want to get it to 40 if they can.
Tell you what, the team thought they were going to bring in the kicker because the quarterback and about 2 other players running towards the sideline going, we must be kicking the field goal here. But if they can get a score, it would be a running clock. Stewart will be under center. Donaldson stands deep in the backfield. 4th and goal from the 5. They pitch it to Donaldson. He fumbles it. He dives on it. He's taken down, and the Saukey defense holds. In on the stop is Cade Corgett. That is a loss of 4 yards on the play and a turnover on downs for Auburn. So the Saukeys will take over 1st and 10 from their own. They're going to stay right at the 10-yard line, John. 6:42 to play in the 3rd quarter. So they did not allow the score. Auburn assisted with that just a little bit.
They did.
With a fumbled pitch.
And Stewart not completing the wide open pass there also.
6:42 to play in the 3rd. 34-0 advantage for Auburn. Paxton is the man split out wide to the left.
He is way out wide.
He's
My
out
goodness, he's out wide.
past the wide hash. They'll pitch it outside to Freeman. He doesn't have any blockers in front. He's trying to turn the corner, and he does, but he's going to be taken down at the original line of scrimmage.
Paxton that time ran out like he was going for a pass. If he would have blocked, at least he would have taken one of those guys with him.
Well, you know, there is a theory about that. I think he did take the guy with him. That guy had to go out and cover him, but there were 3 guys who got there in a hurry.
That guy's still here, Charlie. The let's go line guy.
Here's a play. They run up the middle. They'll give it to Howland. Howland will take it for a gain of 2 on the play. John, fix that cord.
Better? Oh, no. Better. Okay. Sorry. I have no way of knowing until you tell me.
3rd down, 7 yards to go here. Ball's at the 12-yard line. 5:35 and counting in the 3rd. Man wide to the right is Ladner. Stout is under center. Fix it, John. To the right-hand side goes the ball carrier in Freeman. He will take it out to the 15-yard line, a gain of 3 on the play.
Who is the ball carrier?
Good right there, Freeman. Gain of 2, and it is 4th and 5 in a punt situation here for the Saukeys. So 34-0 the lead for Auburn. They're about to get the ball back here are the Trojans as they send DuBois and Tripp back, standing at about the 40-yard line. They're not expecting a deep punt here. And the Saukeys have had some trouble on the snap a couple times here, but it appears they do have
everybody out there, which has been part of the issue because he's been in such a hurry to get the ball away.
Rubel stands back near his own goal line. They fake, and it's going to be Freeman, and he's going to have the first down on the fake punt. That appeared to, no, not Freeman, John. Let me see who the ball carrier is. I'll pick him out here in just a second. That is Cade Corgett. So Corgett takes it out to the 29-yard line. That is a gain of 14 yards and a Saukey first down. So they fake the punt, and they'll take over, or should I say, get a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 at their own 29.
3rd first down of the night for the Saukeys.
4:22 and counting in the 3rd. Fresh set of downs. Stout under center. He is back to pass. Has time. Throwing right. He gets it out to the back in the flats. He will put his head down, try to gain some yards. That's Howen on the reception. A gain of a yard on the play. Takes it to the, I'll call it a 2-yard gain, John. 2nd and 8 to the 31. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. We do remind you about Steve Smith Painting for all of your painting needs. One room, the whole house, a couple of houses, a barn, a grain bin, a fence. He can do it all. Steve Smith, quality work, affordable pricing. Give him a call, 248-0993. That's 248-0993. 2nd and 8 here for Pittsfield. They'll hand it off on the left-hand side, and the ball carrier looking for some running room, trying to keep the legs moving, gets back to the line of scrimmage. That is Grattan. No gain on the play, brings up a 3rd down and 8. Lewis in on the stop. Drake Lewis is the 220-pound senior, 5'8", plays defensive lineman. 3:10 and counting in the 3rd quarter. Sauky's looking to convert on this 3rd and 8. Stout is under center. Calls the line set. And now we'll see a timeout whistled for the Saukies. We'll pause as well. 2:52 to play in the 3rd. 34-0. Auburn has the advantage over the Saukies. We're back after this.
For all of your commercial and residential trash pickup needs, call Trash Queen, serving Pike, Scott, and Morgan counties with affordable residential trash service and roll-off dumpsters. We're proud to be locally owned and operated and want to earn your business. Give us a call to find out just how affordable our rates really are. Call Trash Queen at 217-320-4320. That's 217-320-4320. Or check us out on Facebook. Trash Queen, our business is picking up.
Just like that, the kids are back in school, the summer's over, and we're back to doing homework in the evenings with our wonderful children. Nothing makes this scenario more magical than having a reliable internet connection to get all the homework complete, followed by everyone off to baths and bed. So after that dream is over and the kids are finally doing their homework, make sure you have a strong internet connection. Call Cascom today at 1-800-252-1799.
2:52 to play in the 3rd, 34-0, the advantage for Auburn on top of Pittsfield. And the Saukies have a 3rd and 8 here.
Let's see what Aaron Presley has drawn up here.
Stout will be under center. I formation behind him in the backfield. Single receiver wide to the right. Stout takes the snap. He'll hand it off. No, he's going to keep it on a bootleg around the left-hand side. Looking to make a man miss. Has it across the 35 and is tripped up and out of bounds at around the 38, 39-yard line. Let's see. They're going to mark it at the 39.
Wait, they're going to call that a first down? Okay.
That should not be a first down.
No, I know, but the man on that side signaled it to go.
I mean, it might be close, but I don't believe they have it. They moved the chains already, so this is going to kind of be a
Got to set it back
fun
on the
deal.
On the line there.
It should be 4th down and
About 1.
short. Yeah, 4th and a yard. Saukies are going to go for it, though.
The chains are still not okay, there the chains are set. Okay, so how many yards for Stout there, Charlie?
Well, it was 3rd and 8. It's 3rd and 1. 4th and
7.
1. 7.
Thank you. I just needed an answer.
Oh, I got you. Now
Oh, we're going to measure.
bring the chains out to measure, and this measurement is brought to you by Damon Emmerich at Great Rivers Bank, here to help you with your auto, residential, and commercial loan needs. Call Damon, 217-285-4404. That's 285-4404 for Damon Emmerich at the Great Rivers Bank.
Damon Emmerich would have had this exact, Charlie. He would have been able to tell you from there.
And it is 4th and short.
About an inch.
Yeah, it's more than an inch.
Couple inches.
Call it a 6 inches. So 4th and 6 inches here. With 2:46 to play in the 3rd. Quarterback keeper.
Yeah.
Stout.
You tried a hard count first maybe, but the last time they did that, they drew both the defense and one of their wide receivers offsides.
39-yard line is where the ball rests. They'll get the chains reset, and we'll be back to action here in just a hot moment. Chains are set. Referee
Okay,
says
I was
let's
gonna say
go.
the back judge needs to get
And
out of the way.
Start the 25-second clock. That's the umpire.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Stout under center. He takes the snap, keeps it himself. He's got the first down. He's got the first down. Forward progress to the 41. Gain of 2 on the play by Stout, and a 1st and 10 for the Sockies.
4th first down of the night for Pittsfield.
First down, 10 yards to go. Down 34-0, but fighting on this drive are the Sockies.
And burning some clock.
They are, yep.
And they ran the ball, so chains are set. I was going to say, run the clock.
1st and 10 for the Sockies. Play clock down to 17 as Stout comes to the huddle. The ball is at the 41-yard line. On this fresh set of downs.
Need to get set fast.
3 seconds. Here comes the house. Stout will keep it right-hand side. He's got some running room. He makes a man miss. On his feet across the 45. Down to the 47-yard line. A gain on the play of 5 yards by Stout. Brings up a 2nd and 5.
I'd be interested to know whether that was called from the sideline or whether Stout called it knowing that everybody was coming.
I think it was called. Well, I mean, everybody's coming into the A and B gaps. You got to get it somewhere. You got to run it somewhere else, right?
Yeah, we've talked about that a lot.
Ball out to the 47-yard line. Stout fumbles the snap. He dives on it. Never a good time for that, but
that was a bad one.
it was a bad time. To the 44, loss of 3. So ball back to the 44 to bring up a 3rd and 7. 1:25 and counting in the 3rd period. Pittsfield trailing 34-0, but trying to sustain a drive here. Stout looks back to the running backs, shouts some instructions. Split back, single receiver right. See if they go to the air here. Stout's back to pass. Pressure from his backside, throws right. It is incomplete, pass interference. Pass interference, so they're going to get a fresh set of downs because the penalty flag is at the 46. It'll be a 10-yard penalty. Pass interference, whistled against Auburn. As they said, the man got there a little bit too early.
It was a hot pass. It was going to be a tough one to catch, but that's a penalty and a first down for Pittsfield. Their 5th of the night.
Not 15-yard penalty, excuse me.
That's correct. I'm sorry. I was thinking the same thing you were, Carly.
All the way to the Auburn 41. The Sockies got the ball at the 6:42 mark of this 3rd quarter, and they still have it at the 1:03 mark. This is a drive that's been kept alive by some things that Auburn hasn't done well, but the Sockies have also kept the drive moving.
And it's been some things to try to get that defense to play a little more honest and Stout running the ball outside on some bootlegs and things.
Single receiver right. Stout's back to pass. Looking to his left, setting up the screen. He gets Grattan. Grattan's got 2 men on him in a hurry. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to gain just a couple of yards on the play. Call it a 2-yard gain on the pass to Grattan, and it takes it down to the 39. And depending on when they set the ball, that could be the final play of this 3rd quarter. They start the clock as soon as they get the ball on the ground. And so they'll have to run at least one more play here in the 3rd. 2nd and
8, 7?
7. They call it a 3-yard pass.
Okay.
Because that ball really is rested at 38. Receiver wide to the right is Paxton. Split backs behind the quarterback Stout. He's back to pass. Looking to his right. Has a man in the flats. That's Howland. Howland cuts back to the middle of the field. Fights through a tackler and is on his feet inside the 30. Down to the 28-yard line. A gain of 10 on the pass to Wade Howland. And a 1st and 10 for the Sockies. And I would say that'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 11.6 seconds left. They'll blow it live. And I do believe Pittsfield will be just as happy to let the clock run out here and start the 4th quarter with a fresh set of downs and a fresh play call. And they will. 34-0 Auburn on top of Pittsfield after 3 quarters. Back with 4th quarter play-by-play after this.
Just because your kids are back to school doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your fitness routine. Illini Fitness is now open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whether you're a busy parent, college student, night owl, or early riser, our hours now fit your schedule. Call to find out about our affordable memberships at 285-5635 or learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org/fitness. Illini Fitness, located at 128 West Washington Street in Pittsfield. The team at Pike County Real Estate specializes in residential homes, commercial properties, tillable, and hunting land in west central Illinois and northeastern Missouri. We treat our clients with the utmost respect and do our very best to connect buyers and sellers together to best suit the needs of our customers. See our current properties at www.pikecorealestate.com or call us at 217-285-5800 for Pike County Real Estate.
Ready to start the final quarter of play. 34-0 is the advantage for Auburn on top of Pittsfield on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Sockies have a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line of Auburn to start this final quarter. Glenwood's leading Sacred Heart Griffin 34-10.
Wow, that's
in the fourth quarter.
It's an unexpected score.
Doesn't happen much. Here's Stout back to pass. He's got a little time. Now he steps up into the pocket. He's going to run. He's got a running room and gets outside. He's got the first down and more. Inside the 10, slung out of bounds at around the 6-yard line. A gain of 22 yards on the play by Bobby Stout. And it'll be 1st and goal from the 6 for the Sockies. Nice vision that time by the Sockies sophomore quarterback. Ball's at the 6. Clock stops as he went out of bounds. 11:50 to play. 34-0. Can the Sockies get on the board here? See what they want to go with. They'll split a man wide to the right-hand side in Paxton. Stout again will be under center. He's passed it well on this drive. He's going to hand it off now. Now he's going to keep it himself. He actually ended up with the ball. Takes it to the 3. Gain of 3. 2nd and goal.
Not sure if he wanted to end up with it there, but
he did.
He did.
And gained positive yardage. 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. With 11:30 to play. The clock counting down.
High school game needs to go to the headsets in the quarterback's ear, Charlie. That would eliminate some of that stuff.
Now they'll run to the left. They've got a touchdown to the Sockies. They will get a score here at the 11:03 mark of the fourth quarter.
Who's the running back?
And Bobby Stout kept it for the score. So Stout takes it in with 11:03 to play, and the Sockies are on the board. It's 34-6. 34-6 ball game as Bobby Stout has his first rushing touchdown of the season, if memory serves correctly. He didn't have one last week, John, that I remember.
He did not.
And so it is a touchdown for the Sockies with 11:03 to play here in the fourth quarter. 34-6. Petty's on for the extra point attempt. Cade Corgett is the holder. The hold is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good by Petty. 34-7, 11:03 to play in the contest. Back with you after this.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
$11:03 to play in the contest. A 34-7 advantage now for Auburn as the Sockies get on the board with the Bobby Stout touchdown and the J.J. Petty extra point. couple of sophomores mentioned right there. Stout played well on that drive.
He did. He kept composure, and he completed some passes and made some things happen. Pulled the ball around the end a couple of times, ran the ball well. And, again, it just forced the defense to play a little more straight up, which will open some things up.
Petty in to kick this one off for the Sockies. Down 34-7 with 11:03 to play. Let's see what they want to do here at this kick. I would assume they'll kick it deep. They will. It's kind of a little high kick toward the sideline. Somebody was offsides. Somebody was offside, so they will
come back
pull
and
this
try
one
again.
back. So they'll re-kick now from the 35.
Saki's sixth penalty for 40 yards now. Oh.
Yeah.
They're just trying to set up on the 40, and they're like, no, you got to move back.
Now they'll bring Grattan in to kick.
Oh, wait.
Now they'll leave Petty in to kick.
Oh, no. Petty's going, what am I doing? No, hey, wait, you got to scoot back.
Yeah, you got to move back 5 yards, fellas.
Yeah.
It's a penalty.
It's not just a re-kick.
Offsides, and kind of what happened that time, Petty slowed up just a little bit before he kicked that ball off, and that forced somebody to get out ahead of him. 11:02 to play in the contest. It is a 34-7 advantage for Auburn. Pittsfield kicking off here following their first score of the night. Petty has his hand in the air. He's ready to go. He will kick this one in a very similar spot. It's going to be taken on a bounce here by Alex Raybane. Raybane is going to now get to the left side, 25-yard line, and is taken out of bounds near the 29 or 30. They'll call it 31-yard line. So out to the 31, that's where Auburn takes over 1st and 10 at their own 31 with a 10:55 to play in the fourth quarter. $10:55 to play. 1st and 10 from the 31 for Auburn.
Carly, you had gotten a score on the Pleasant Plains Athens game, I believe.
Yeah, big lead for Athens in that one. Big lead. Here it is a 34-7 lead for Auburn, 10:54 to play. Tim Stewart will be under center.
It's a new back in the backfield, a big young man.
And he will get his first handoff of the night. He's got his first down of the night, and that young man is Kalik Edwards. He is a 6'1", 225-pound sophomore, and he takes it out to the 45-yard line. He just gained 14 yards in a hurry. Kalik Edwards, he's a returning letter winner.
Donaldson is not a small young man, but Edwards looks kind of like a freight train. Kind of like he's going to probably run you over like he did on that play.
He looks taller than 6'1" from here.
He does. It's a long way from here, but
he stands 7 yards deep. He's going to take the handoff on the left-hand side, and this time he's going to be stood up and taken down. Saki's come in with a nice hit at the end. And on the stop that time for Pittsfield was Levi Chaplin, along with Story. Gain of a yard on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 9 from the 46-yard line.
He runs a little straight up and down right now, doesn't he, Charlie? Or at least on that one he did.
Well, he got hit around the ankles.
Yeah.
And then tried to twist away and had him stood up. Good gang tackling that time by Pittsfield. Just over 10 minutes to play, 34-7 the lead for the Trojans. Stewart is deliberate to the line. Right, some time down here is Auburn. 10 seconds on the play clock. He'll set up under center. Takes the snap, hands it off to the big fullback once again. This is Edwards. Edwards is going to stretch forward. He's down inside Saki territory now to the 47-yard line. A gain on the play of 7, and it brings up a 3rd down and 2. Story in on the stop, and now Story is holding an arm as he comes toward the sideline. And you don't like to see that. The trainer will take a look at him.
Kind of working a wrist right now, it looks like.
Yeah. 9:23 and counting in this contest. Trash Queen scoreboard, 34-7 advantage for Auburn. Third and a long one, short two here for the Trojans. They've got Edwards deep in the backfield. They'll hand it to him again. Now it's a fumble. Fumble on the exchange. He picks it up and still gains yardage, though. He's got the first down. In fact, he's still on his feet. 35-yard line, 30, running away from people now. 25-20, 15-10, 5, and he just made a mountain out of a molehill that time. Little rags to riches type of play as he took it 46 yards. He fumbled it on the exchange, picked it up, broke some tackles, and scores. From 46 yards out does Kalik Edwards. And that makes it 40-7. Trojans on top on the Trash Queen scoreboard. And they'll bring in Rikas for the extra point attempt. Every time they've gotten a good snap, he's been money. The one time they didn't have a good snap, he got it blocked. See if they get a good one here for Rikas to put this one through the uprights. It's a good snap. The hold is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. It is 41-7. Auburn with the advantage. 8:57 to play in the contest. Back after this.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times. And Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
8:57 to play in the contest. 41-7 advantage for Auburn on top of Pittsfield. As Kalik Edwards, John, took it 46 yards, and he fumbled the ball in the backfield, but once he picked it up, just too much. Sakis couldn't take him down.
Yeah, he is a powerful runner for sure, and he was able to pick it up. And like I said, he was hit. He was hit in the backfield on that, not on the fumble. He fumbled the ball on the handoff, and then he was hit right after that and just broke from that, and nobody else could catch a hold of him.
41-7 advantage for Auburn on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Also, we can tell you Q&D beat Rock Island Almond tonight, 21-17. They're 2-0 on the season. As they had a down year last year, but are 2-0 to start this young year. Sakis will return the kick here. Man returning the ball is Howland, I do believe, and he'll take it out to the 34-yard line, and that's where the Sakis will take over 1st and 10. Or was that Freeman?
The man with the ball is
Howland. That was Howland. Yep. Out to the 35, and that's where the Sakis will start 1st down and 10 yards to go from their own 35 with 8:50 to play. They had a nice drive on their last offensive series, John.
They did. They need to build on that and just get some positives heading into your next game.
Brown County fell to Carrollton tonight, 36-14.
Carrollton always a powerful offensive team in the WIBC.
Hunter Flowers, man, he can play. Unity leads Pleasant Hill 13-8 at half. Here's a handoff to the fullback. Is it Howland in there this time?
It is.
It is. He'll take it out to the 40-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up a 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5 from the 40-yard line for the Sakis with 8:34 to play.
And again, running some of those plays outside, getting that opened up, just opens everything else up for you.
Seth Wade's going to be playing at Bowlers Universe tomorrow night, folks, 7 to 11. Check it out at Bowlers Universe in Pittsfield. And don't forget about that 5th quarter party tonight for all high school students. Karaoke. Here's a running play to the right-hand side. This is Freeman, his biggest gain of the night. 50-45-40 and into Auburn territory. To about the 40, or check that 37-yard line, it appears. That is a gain of 23 yards on the play. And a 1st and 10 for the Sakis. To the, 39 yards. So a gain of 21. Might have hit him after he'd already stepped out of bounds.
Yeah.
And it was close to the bench, so you just got to be careful there.
Yep.
39-yard line for the Sakis here. 1st and 10. Fresh set of downs at the 8:06 mark of this 4th quarter. Receiver wide to either side now as Stout is under center. He will take the snap. Hands it off to Howland. Left side, big gain. Going to have a
Open field tackle there.
7-yard pickup, it appears, inside the 35. See where they mark his knee down. Looks like the 33-yard line.
7.
6-yard gain, 2nd and 4. Second out, 4 yards to go with 7:43 left in the contest. Ladner split wide to the right, Paxton to the left. Stout under center, split backs behind him. They'll turn and hand it off to Howland again on the same play. He's got the first down and more. Wade Howland looking for running room around the edge. He's got it to the 20-yard line. Stays in bounds. A gain of 13 on the play by Howland. And another Saukey first down. So they're putting a little bit of a drive together again here. Trying to get another score on the board with 7:26 to play. Clock stops to move the chains, but once they get it set, they will start it. Cardinals not having their way right now. Hey, Greenfield Northwestern had their way with Route tonight, 43-0.
Wow.
So Greenfield moves to 1-1. Route moves to 1-1 as well. Stout hands it off. It's again Howland. Howland keeping the legs churning, carrying the pile a little bit. Inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. A gain of 7 yards. It'll bring up a 2nd and 3 from the 13.
Howland with 35 yards on 7 carries now, 5 yards a carry.
Vandalia beat Carlinville tonight, 48-7. Carlinville had a really good team a couple of years ago. And we have an injured man, and we'll try to pick up the number on that player in just a moment. 6:48 to play. You hate to see injuries. And it's really hard for me to pick up who that might be, John.
Well, there's Bobby Stout. There's I'm just trying to pick up people. There's Logan Howland.
Could be Wade Howland.
Could be Wade Howland. I think it probably is. I don't see him over here right now.
He was the ball carrier, gained 7 yards, and it appears he's the man that is down and in right now for the Saukeys.
Maybe looking at a knee, it looks like.
So they've got the trainer, Phil Wilkerson, out there to take a look at him. Alton leads Quincy High 15-12 with under 10 minutes to play, so Alton proving to be a little tougher opponent. Triopia beat Calhoun 38-16 tonight to move to 1-1 on the year. Calhoun drops to 0-2. North Mac a 46-0 winner over Porta tonight. Springfield High beating Southeast 45-22 with 1:03 left in the third. Illini West beat Havana 22-20 this evening to move to 1-1 on the season.
Chargers over the Ducks.
Peoria High, who I think scored 94 points last week, they put up 42 already on Peoria Notre Dame at the end of 3, lead 42-14 in their contest. MacArthur leads Jacksonville with 11:03 to play in the fourth quarter. First varsity touchdown, by the way, a moment ago for Kalik Edwards. Congratulations to Kalik for his first varsity score.
He's going to have a lot more if he keeps running like that, Charlie.
Like, he looks like a young man who could have a bright future. They'll get the young man to his feet. It appears to be Howland.
Yeah, it is.
And he's walking over on his own power. So that's good to see.
Yeah. Hope for as good of things as the young man from Auburn after he was hurt on that play early. Charlie Patterson is 2 plays later. He was making huge plays.
SHG falls to Glenwood tonight, 34-10. That does not happen much. Williams will beat Riverton 62-14 to move to 2-0 on the year, and they travel to play this Auburn team next week. And John,
that's always a heck of a game, and it should be.
It could be for the conference championship.
It certainly could be, and it's crazy to say that in
week 3.
Week 3, but it's for years it was basically the conference championship.
Stouts under centers. We're back to live action. 2nd down and 3 yards to go. He turns to hand it off, and nobody was home, and now he's going to try to just run it along the right-hand side. He's got a good block from Ladner. Ladner did a nice job staying out on his block that time, even though I think the play was originally supposed to go to the other side. He kept on it and blocked that man all the way down to the 5, and that's where Stouts tackled at the 5, a gain of 8, and 1st and goal from the 5. 1st and goal from the 5 for Pittsfield here, trailing 41-7. On the Trash Queen scoreboard. They'll bring a man to the sideline. That's Grattan, and bring a different back in. That is Freeman. back in at the running back spot. Story's got ice on his wrist. Doesn't look like he's going to play again tonight.
The man on the far left side is really split out far.
Hand it off to the fullback, left side, fighting for yardage and taken down at the 1, it appears. That is Wade Howland back in the game. So Howland was down for an extensive amount of time a moment ago, but he's back out there, gains 4 yards, 2nd and goal from the 1. 5:54 and counting in this contest. Pittsfield trying to punch one in here. Stout will be under center, the sophomore quarterback. He will take the snap, hand it off left side. Howland. Howland is in for the score. Wade Howland takes it in from a yard out, and then 2 flags fly late. 2 flags fly late. 5:38 to play in the contest. And 2 flags came at the same time, and you wonder if that's somebody who said something.
It'll be after the play. So
Yep, it's 41-13 as it is.
which will be assessed on the kickoff, correct?
Depends on the penalty here. Let's see.
Well, it has to be a personal foul.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Sockies. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Trojans. Those will offset. So no penalties, and it'll be 41-13.
I'd say 2 people were probably talking to one another, and they said not nice things.
Here's the thing. If you're Pittsfield, you're down 41-13. I'm not trying to put a damper on it. They've had 2 nice drives in a row, but what do you have to talk about? The game is basically decided as far as the scoreboard goes. Shut your mouth and play football. I don't care what they say. In the words of Dalton, be nice. Corgis the holder, Petty the kicker. The snap is good, the hold is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good by J.J. Petty. 41-14 the score now. 5:38 to play in the contest on Central Illinois Sports.
Mid-USA Landscaping, serving all of Pike County for residential and commercial lawn care. Mid-USA Landscaping can beautify your lawn and property with proper treatment, spraying, seeding, and of course landscaping designs perfect for your home or business. Mid-USA donates to the local area Little League fields and sports fields at your schools, and they are the perfect fit for you. Call them today at 217-577-4900. That's 577-4900. Mid-USA Landscaping for you.
5:38 to play in the contest. 41-14 as the score is reversed on the scoreboard. MacArthur and Jacksonville now are tied up at 27 with a minute remaining. Alton leads QHS now 22-12 with 6 minutes left.
I didn't think Alton, I thought QHS was pretty highly favored in that game, weren't they?
I don't know how you could tell from the week 1
Well, that's true. The
North
week 1
Lawndale win.
Yeah.
Could have run against the wind and gotten more
resistance
out of that one. Beardstown beat North Green 52-34. Camp Point over West Central 32-0. Unity's beating Pleasant Hill 26-8. And this kick goes out of bounds, and there'll be a penalty. And will they make the Sockies re-kick?
Or just take it?
I think they'll just take it.
I'd just take it.
So Beardstown gave up some points tonight to
They did, and North Green scored a bunch of points again. They've definitely improved.
They've improved.
They're going to take the ball on the 35.
Morel Forsyth beat New Berlin 34-13.
After being down 13-7, right?
Yes. At half, they were down 13-7. They win that game on the comeback. Trojans with the ball at their own 35-yard line. 1st and 10 with 5:38 to play here in the contest, leading Pittsfield 41-14. Single back in the backfield is Kalik Edwards. They'll pitch it out to him along the right-hand side. Edwards has the corner and a full head of steam. Look at him go. He's tripped up at the Socky 43-yard line, but he got there in a hurry on the 22-yard gain. Marcus Lash with the speed bump there tackle.
And I'm just telling you, Charlie, if that young man can run that fast at that size, Look out.
Looks like a load. And nothing against Donaldson, who ran the ball well tonight.
But he's not that big.
Edwards
He may be that fast, but he's not that big.
Edwards looks like a kid you could get some carries in for sure. Saki's changing some defensive personnel out. Under center is the quarterback, Stewart. Hands it off again to Edwards. Edwards has the first down and more. Inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. A gain of 17 yards on the play. And a 1st and 10. Just over 5 minutes to play.
And Edwards just went over 100 yards on the night. 107 yards on 6 carries. And I realize a lot of that was on the 46-yard touchdown run.
They'll set the ball, start the clock here. As the Trojans come to the line of scrimmage, Tim Stewart under center. Takes the snap, pitches it out to Edwards. Edwards looking for running room, right side, has it. And he's taken down inside the 20, close to the 18-yard line. That's a gain of 8, brings up a 2nd and 2 to the 18. And he's piling up some yardage here late in this 4th quarter.
And they're basically just saying, here it is, stop him.
And it's not simple. 4:15 and counting.
It's not easy. It's pretty simple.
Stewart under center. Hands it off to Edwards. Edwards now is met and taken down in the backfield. Stop made that time by Blaine Dell for the Sakis.
Edwards, loss of 1.
Yep, lost a yard of the play, brings up a 3rd and 3. As the ball is at the 18-yard line. 3:40 and counting. See if the Trojans want to hand it out to Edwards again here and try to pick up this 1st down.
I'd say yes.
If you were a betting man, you'd take that bet?
Yes, 100% of the time.
Stewart under center. Takes a snap, pitches it out to Edwards. Gets the corner and breaks through one tackler, breaks through another inside the 5, down to the 1-yard line. Down to the 1, but a penalty flag stands back at the 25-yard line, and that would probably be a hold. So instead of a 16-yard gain, it's going to be a holding penalty here.
There's one way back at the 25, actually.
Yeah, I've heard that somewhere.
I'm sorry. I was seeing the one at the 11 also.
Yeah, I see the one at the 25. It is a hold against the Trojans, so that'll move it back to the 35-yard line.
80 yards and penalties on 8 penalties for Auburn on the evening.
It is 3rd now, and instead of 3rd and 3, it is 3rd and about just shy of 20 yards. Call it 19. 3:14 remaining. 41-14 Trojans. Lead the Sakis here.
The Stewart pass here.
I don't think so. I think they'll hand it off again to Edwards. Stewart's under center. Long snap count, trying to draw him off sides. He'll pitch it to Edwards. Edwards will, nice job by the defensive end on the far side that time. And Nate Anderson, who's also a sophomore, I do believe.
I believe he is.
And he is. Kept contained, and the man only gains a yard or 2 on the play, called a 2-yard gain. 33, and it's 4th and 17. 2:35 and counting. Nice job by Anderson. The Saki JV team beat Riverton 48-0 in a game that was stopped at halftime last Monday night. They will travel to Auburn this Monday to take on the Trojans junior varsity squad. And looking to keep that momentum going at the lower levels.
Is Edwards a sophomore?
Edwards is a sophomore.
Oh, well, he's not supposed to get to play in that game, right?
He's a sophomore. He played in that game the whole
okay. Well, that's
time
true.
except
there
for
you
the
go.
4th.
Yeah.
They hand it off to him again, and he's looking for big yardage here. He makes a man miss. The ball comes loose, and the Sakis recover the fumble. So Edwards gains 12, but then fumbles to the 25, check that 20-yard line, That's where Pittsfield will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. So 1st and 10 for the Sockies with 1:56 remaining, trailing 41-14. And we'll see what the Sockies want to go with here. I'd assume they'll just keep it on the ground and try to keep that clock. 40-8. Unity now leads
Pleasant Hill.
Pleasant Hill, yes.
Pleasant Hill Western, of course. Or we must be short a guy. Maybe? Yeah.
They're looking for a man and bring a new man into the game for the first time tonight, taking the field, Ian Damon on the offensive side. As Stout is over at the sideline to get the play call here.
I have to hurry just a tad.
13 seconds on the play clock as he attempts to the huddle. 1:56 left on the game clock.
You got 2 timeouts left. You could just burn one here.
They're going to have to hurry. 5, 3, 2, 1. They do get it off. Stout is back to pass. Steps up, throws downfield, looking deep, has a man in Grattan, and he just overthrows him just a tad.
It's a nicely thrown ball that time. The man ran the route. It was just a little overthrown.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 20. Clock stops with 1:50 to play.
Again, though, I think a play just trying to gain some confidence for Bobby Stout passing, because you know as the year goes on you're going to have to do that some more.
I think Stout's had a lot better second half.
Most definitely.
He sets up under center. Takes the snap, hands it off to the deep man and Freeman. Freeman looking for the corner. He's got it. Nice block out in front again by Ladner. And Freeman taken out of bounds near the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 15, 1st and 10 for the Sockies. It's been a little tougher running tonight for Freeman than it was a week ago against Riverton.
47 yards on 12 carries, so an okay night for him. Not the nearly 200 yards he had last week, but you knew they were going to be harder yards to get by this week.
1:43 left. Clock stopped as he did go out of bounds. First and 10 for the Sockies. Under center is Stout. Looking to the left, and the little quick hitter to Paxton in his hands and to the turf. 2nd and 10.
Paxton had kind of stopped there, and I think if he would have been moving up the field, that ball would have hit him right in stride.
So 2nd down and 10 now as the clock stops at the 1:40 mark in a 1:14 ball game. Auburn does have some different youngsters in there. Cardinals fall tonight 9-4 to the Pirates. Ball carrier on the right-hand side appears to be Grattan.
Wow, late whistle.
Grattan will take it out
for that whistle to blow.
for a gain of 4. 3rd and 6 from the 39. 3rd and 6 here for the Sockies. Clock counting down at the 1:15 mark of this 4th quarter. We'll have the geared up post-game show where we'll take a look at final stats. Sockies are home again next week against Maroa Forsyth. Right here at Glen C. Smith Field, 7 o'clock, we'll have the call. Here's Stout on the bootleg, and he's got the first down and more. Across the 50-yard line, cuts back, 45, and is all the way down to the Auburn 42-yard line. So down to the 43, we'll call it. That's an 18-yard gain on the play by Stout, and a 1st and 10 inside Auburn territory to the 43.
Stout 64 yards on 10 carries now.
50 seconds and the clock down. Sockies trying to end the game on a positive note, trailing 41-14. They're going to move to 1-1. Auburn's going to improve to 2-0. Under center is the quarterback Stout, running the option. He'll keep it himself, and he takes a hit here. Nice defensive play by Gervasio Marchisa. Gervasio's the 5'11 senior. We've called his name 1 or 2 times tonight. 2-yard gain by Stout to the 41. And with 23 ticks left on the clock, you would expect one more play here.
I think Stout made a good decision not to pitch the ball there as there was an awful lot of traffic.
I would agree. He will be back to pass. Looking left has Gratton. Gratton's going to get the first down, and he's going to be taken out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 16 on the pass. So 1st and 10 at the 25. And one more play here with 4.4 seconds remaining. One last play, and this one will be
in the books.
In the books. All that's left to be determined will be the final score. Stouts under center. Single wide out wide to either side. He's going to hand it off to the fullback, Howland. Howland's got a good gain. He's got the first down or more. In fact, he's going to take it in for the score. Wade Howland takes it in for a touchdown as the final buzzer sounds. 25-yard run by Howland for the score. And that will make a 41-20 ball game. And they will not kick the extra point as it's immaterial here. And that'll be the final in the contest. 41-20 as Howland takes it in. And the final in this one, 41-20. The win for Auburn. They moved to 2-0. The Sakis dropped to 1-1. And we take you to the Geared Up postgame show where we'll have final stats and analysis after this.
Geared Up is your local source for custom apparel and awards. Geared Up offers a wide variety of apparel options, including embroidery, t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos. We do it all. Ask us how we can help you raise funds for your local school or organization. Find us online at www.wegearyouup.com or call 217-473-6290. That's 473-6290 for Geared Up custom apparel and awards. At Lanham Chiropractic, their mission is to ensure that they guide each patient to the possible enjoyment of a healthier you. Dr. Chris Lanham works together with your business. From design, new construction, renovation, and repairs, we have the expertise to turn your project into reality. Call us for a free quote at 217-248-6196. That's 248-6196. Or check us out on Facebook. John Petty & Sons Custom Builders. Together, we build. At Illini Community Hospital, our goal is to provide high-quality medical care close to the communities we call home. Our team of providers and nurses are here to help guide you every step of the way to your healthcare journey with the personalized style of medicine you've come to expect from Illini. Illini is proud to welcome Dr. Esfaldo Wesley, oncologist, to our oncology team. He joins Sherry White, nurse practitioner, providing high-quality oncology care right here at home. For more information, visit IlliniHospital.org. Illini Community Hospital, proudly improving the health of our communities.
Welcome back on the Geared Up postgame show. Final score in the contest, a 41-20 win for the Auburn Trojans over the Pittsfield Sakis here at Glenn C. Smith Field. The Sakis dropped to 1-1 on the season, and Auburn improves to 2-0 on the year. And John has a look at final stats.
First for the Pittsfield Sakis, they finished the game with 15 first downs. Auburn finished with 18. They were led in rushing by 78 yards by Gage Gratton on 12 carries, 66 yards on 11 carries for Bobby Stout, 47 yards on 12 carries for Jacob Freeman, 65 yards, 10 carries, Wade Howland, and 14 yards on 1 carry on the fake punt by Cade Corgett for 270 rushing yards. Bobby Stout, the quarterback, was 5 for 13, passing for 38 yards with 3 interceptions on the night for, 38%, 5 for 13, 38%, 27 yards. Passes completed to Gage Gratton, 15 yards on 3 catches. Wade Howland, 12 yards on 2 receptions. And so 270 rushing yards, 27 passing yards, 297 total yards of offense. Sakis were called for 6 penalties for 40 yards on the evening. For the Auburn Trojans, once again, they finished the game with 18 first downs on the night. They were led in rushing by 128 yards by Kalik Edwards late in the game, all in the fourth quarter. 128 yards on 10 carries. 85 yards on 18 carries for Cole Donaldson. 18 yards on 3 carries for Colin Dubois. 7 yards on 1 carry for Connor Tripp. And 13 yards on 2 carries for Tim Stewart, the quarterback, to total out to 251 rushing yards. Tim Stewart, the quarterback, was 8 for 15, passing 53% for 118 yards. Passes completed, 69 yards on 5 catches for Connor Tripp, 49 yards on 3 catches for Colin Dubois on the evening. So 118 passing yards, 251 rushing yards, 369 total yards of offense. Auburn was called for 8 penalties for 80 yards.
Geared Up. Does your business or organization need customized apparel from T-shirts and sweatshirts to polos and jackets? Geared Up has the gear you need. Visit WeGearYouUp.com to learn more. Final on this one, a 41-20 win for the Auburn Trojans over the Pittsfield Sockies. John, not the result you wanted if you're a Socky fan, and Auburn really, I think it shows they have some things to clean up as well. Both teams, though, had some bright spots in this game. The Sockies with a couple of good drives in a row there toward the latter part of the third into the fourth quarter. They didn't allow the Trojans to score there to make it a running clock game, which was big. And if you're Auburn, I'll tell you, it's going to be pretty hard to keep old Big 44 out of the game very long. Mr. Kalik Edwards, I think he was a guy who showed, hey, Coach, I think I might need to get some touches earlier in the game.
And when he got in the open field, he showed a tremendous burst of speed, Charlie, and he was very impressive. And a young man at that size with that kind of speed just is going to be tough to stop for anyone.
Bottom of the ball game, a 41-20 win. We'll have more action for you next week right here on Central Illinois Sports. Thanks for tuning in this week, and we do invite you and encourage you to subscribe to the YouTube page. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. More local content coming your way throughout the week this week. And, of course, broadcasts on Friday night during the football season. We'll also have lots of basketball on the boys and girls side, some volleyball yet this fall. And you just never know where you might see us here on Central Illinois Sports. Thank